Hey everyone, it's Erin Lloyd from Transformational Tech Support, providing holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business, and also founder of Holistic Breast Cancer Prevention Series From Fear to Empowerment and Holistic Prevention and Wellness. You can find out more at preventandbewell.com. It covers all holistic areas of your life, money flows, relationships, health, business, etc. And that, I think I left one of those off, but preventandbewell.com or transformationaltechsupport.com if you want to type out a really long URL. Okay, anyway, so it is March 2018 and I wanted to do a little bit of March marketing madness. That's right, it's March Madness, baby! Okay, so for those of you who don't know me very well or you're new to me, I am a diehard Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team fan, have been for a very, 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 very long time, and no, I'm not a fair weather fan, so if any of you are familiar with recent controversy, I never doubted for a minute. Okay, so, that being said, what's March Marketing Madness, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Thanks for asking. Okay, so what does me being an Arizona Wildcats men's college basketball team fan have to do with March Marketing Madness? Well, for those of you who don't know, in America, in the month of March, we have our NCAA, National College Athletic Association, College Basketball Championships. Actually, it used to end in March, now it ends at the beginning of April. This year, our championship game is on, I believe, April 1st, but March is the month that the tournament happens, and it's the end of the regular season for our college basketball teams for men and women at the college level, and so all the Division I colleges and universities who have basketball teams for men and women have their own NCAA basketball tournament each March. So it used to be where it was a field of the 64 best teams would get into the tournament that happens in March, and then they would kind of do we'll just say playoffs for lack of a better term, until they get down to the Final Four, which this year is March 31st, 2018, and then till only two are left, and then there were two, and then they have the championship game, and obviously the winner of that game is crowned the champions, receives trophies, all the accolades, etc., etc. My Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team won the championship in 1997, the year my daughter was born. Not to date myself, though. Anyway, so I was actually in the hospital. I think I'd just given birth around the time that they won it. I remember watching a couple games from the hospital. But I digress, as I want to do, so let me get back on track here. So March Marketing Madness. So in March, at the end of the regular season, every basketball team wants to be the best, or they at the very least want to make, their overall goal is to make the tournament. Now, if they're an excellent team, they want to get to the Final Four and then to the championship game and then win it all. If they're not an excellent team, they still want to be as good of a team as they can be so that they can be good enough to get into the tournament, which used to be, like I said, 64 teams that made it. Now it's up to 68, sort of. For those of you who don't know. So anyway, it gets super nuts and wacky and crazy this month because emotions are running high. For a lot of the players, it's their senior year of college, or some of them are going to be leaving college early to go, or university early to go into the professional basketball, into the NBA or in Europe to play. And so this is their last chance playing as a team. With their teammates who have become like family after an entire season together. And so the emotions are running high. And once you get into the tournament, it's playoff season. And it's like you win or you go home and that's it, right? So you have to win each game in order to keep progressing. So every single game during March Madness, during the NCAA college basketball tournament, you have to win or you go home, and that's it for your postseason because it happens after your regular season ends, for those who don't know. Okay, so it gets so wild and wacky with all the emotions on high alert and knowing that each game could be your total last with those particular teammates in that particular time of your life, and like the culmination of everything, that everybody's playing like they mean it. They're playing their best basketball of the year. They're playing as a unified team. They're all super hungry to win. You see what we call the Cinderella teams. Those are like the super underdog teams. And then they're rated, for those who don't know, on a selection of seeds. SEEDS is how they're ranked. So to get a number 1 seed means you're expected to make it to the Final Four, which this year is March 31st, for those who didn't catch that the first time. A 16th seed is the lowest seed that you can get in the NCAA college basketball tournament in March. And so that means you're pretty much expected to lose on game 1, and supposedly a crappy team who's lucky to even be there, and just celebrate your accomplishments that you even got into the tournament in the first place. That being said, Cinderella teams are those teams who don't have a chance in hell, who they're not expected to win. They're like a 16th or 15th seed, and they go and knock off a higher ranked seeded team like a number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 who they're not expected to beat. Those are the underdogs, and everybody roots. Who doesn't love a good underdog, right? So we all root for the underdogs during March Madness, and things just get wacky and nuts and crazy. And if you love sports, or you love basketball or college basketball in particular, then you already know all this, and then hopefully you're like, yeah, you're like, March Madness, baby, right along with me, right? And if you don't know, hopefully you can feel my excitement and you'll check it out because it's super exciting. In fact, our university and college basketball teams in the NCAA league, Division One league, are, well, it's not really a league, but whatever, are broadcast on different regional networks and cable stations around the country in the U.S. And one of our networks, the conference my team plays in, is called the Pac-12. And we now have a Pac-12 TV network, and my cable provider, which is actually a satellite provider, refuses, actually it's not just them, it's also the Pac-12 conference itself, refuses to reach a deal. So for many, many years now, it's been almost impossible to watch most of our games of our favorite teams if you're a Pac-12 fan and you have DirecTV, because they don't show it. But I digress again. So back to you and what this has to do with you and marketing March Madness. Okay, so it's March, it's college basketball time, it's the tourney, it's starting up next week, actually this week, because it's now Monday when I'm shooting this video, so that means that it's March Madness. And so I decided to have a little fun with this and make this month March Marketing Madness. So as you can see here, if you're looking at the screen, posts on my Transformational Tech Support page, it says it's Selection Sunday and you are my number 1 top seed, or my top number 1 seed pick. Whatever order, I kept rearranging it. Anyway, if you're a college hoops fan, you know the significance of today, and it's March Madness, baby. What's your pick? Who's your pick to win it all this year? Comment below with your answer to be entered to win a pain relief healing session with me. My pick is my beloved Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team. I'll choose one winner from those who comment. Contest ends Monday night, Tuesday morning at midnight, California time, March 13th, 2018. Thank you for liking and following Transformational Tech Support, where I provide holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business. Erin, Lloyd. Okay, and then it has some of my titles: Certified Rapid Results Coach, Certified Healing Facilitator, Certified Instant Miracle Coach, Ordained Minister, Holistic Wellness Coach, and Pain Relief Specialist, but I'm also an intuitive business coach, and that's what qualifies me to talk to you about marketing. So, what I decided to do was, one, make a March marketing content post to let you all know dates that you're going to want, special dates in March that you're going to want to use to your advantage to connect with and promote to your tribe, right? So you may already know some of these or have some of them, you might not. Since my tribe is conscious, spiritual, and heart-centered business owners and entrepreneurs, that's who's probably listening to this or watching this now, right? You're probably one of them. So if you don't own a business, then feel free to just pass this video on along to someone you know who is a business owner, whether it's an online business or a brick and mortar business or both. Okay, so some of these you may know about. Because my tribe are spiritual, conscious, and heart-centered, a lot of us observe not necessarily just religious days, but things like the full moon cycles or even astrological events, or like an eclipse or something. Astronomical events, astrological events, I know they're not the same. In this case, full moon. So for my marketing post, I decided to include dates that were targeting and specific to my tribe and myself and what we follow along with. So as you can see here, if you take a glance at the screen here, you can see this post about Selection Sunday. And I want you to notice that I actually did not try to promote or sell anything here. In fact, I just wanted to celebrate my enthusiasm for the fact that it was Selection Sunday. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, my team got seeded as a number 4, which was expected after our Pac-12 conference win and Pac-12 championship game win on this past Saturday against USC. So yeah, we were expected to be a number 4 seed. However, we were expected and hopeful to get placed in the West bracket. Instead, we got placed in the darn South. But we shall persevere and come out on top anyway. Okay, so being a diehard college basketball fan for many, many years, and because I'm an intuitive business coach, and because I know who my tribe is and I know what I like, and I'm part of my own tribe after all, I wanted to include things like full moons in addition to regular dates like St. Patrick's Day coming up on the 17th. I also wanted to take this opportunity to connect. Let me interrupt myself to say this. For those of you who are new to business and don't know, people like to buy from those they know, like, and trust, right? So you could see my picture on my About page on the website. You see my graphics and logos. I like to make these videos. I'm more of an audio and video type gal than a be on camera live stream type of gal, though I will probably eventually be doing some live streams. I'm more of a webinar type video and graphics type of gal. Anyway, so you get to hear my voice this way, you get to feel my energy this way, you get to tap into my personality through my posts, my graphics, my videos, right? So one of the things I recommend, especially for heart-centered entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, conscious entrepreneurs such as myself, is that you really allow your personality to shine through. Because I personally am not everybody's cup of tea. And so I really, when I first got into online business, was really trying to monitor myself and post quote-unquote safe posts. I didn't want to risk alienating or offending anybody. I have so many different friends and family members from all walks of life, different religious backgrounds. I respect them. I didn't want to offend anybody. And so for a long time, I wouldn't even post on my own timeline. I know many of my heart center peeps in my tribe can relate to that. We keep kind of that woo-woo side of ourselves to ourselves, or only share it with our tribes online in private groups or to our business pages. We don't necessarily share that on our personal timelines for fear that our friends and family won't get it or will judge us or what have you. So I really held back on a lot of sharing my personality. I never lied. I've always been authentic in my marketing. For those of you not new to marketing, you know authentic's been a buzzword and a keyword, almost overused and mocked at this point for several years now, right? So people want to know you're authentic. They want to feel your authenticity, your sincerity, right? So obviously be honest, obviously be authentic if you haven't been already. So I never lied. I never pretended to be something I wasn't. That being said, I was not sharing as much of myself as I would have preferred to, because I didn't know that I could actually safely share more of my personality, because I thought, well, what does that have to do with anything? If I say I'm a dog lover, which I am, and not a cat fan, which I'm not, I risk polarizing and alienating a lot of spiritual people, or just people, right? So, and by the way, I did once own and love a cat, but that was a super special cat. Generally, I think most cats are jackasses. No offense if you own a cat. You don't have to send the hate mail, I already know. So, anyway, so I would refrain from doing any kind of polarizing posts, like saying things like that, controversial things, etc., etc. Point being that as I've stepped up my own game and up-leveled my own self, because if you're a conscious, heart-centered, and spiritual business owner, which you are if you're still on here, you're constantly evolving and learning and growing and improving, right? So it's not only important, it's not only beneficial to us and those we serve and the mission we're on, but if you're like me, you love learning and you love improving, and it's just joyful and fun for you, right? I love up-leveling. It's fun, fun, fun. It's not always comfortable, but it's super fun and it's beyond rewarding. Okay, so what does that have to do with March Marketing Madness? Okay, and Selection Sunday. So one of the dates I decided, now that I've up-leveling myself, for those of you following along here, or trying to, part of that is learning and evolving my own game, right? Not just recommending things to my clients. So I have been getting more and more quote-unquote visible, even though you don't see me on camera right now, in the last year since I've been all in to my coaching and healing businesses. So as I've slowly done that, I had a lot of people have some perceived fear, false evidence appearing real, that kind of fear. I had that, like most conscious and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs as well. But in addition, I had a threat of personal safety. In fact, I still have that a little bit. So if anything happens to me, those who know me know who to suspect. And it's sad that I have to even say that, but that's part of what really held me back from getting more visible. So, point of the matter here, you guys, because I see we're going on about 18 minutes and I've been babbling, is part of, I've slowly been getting more and more and more and more visible, especially in the last several months. And as I do that, you know, I want to not sound like everyone else. I'm not like everyone else. We're all unique. But in my community of healers and coaches, a lot of us offer some of similar results, right? So how can I differentiate myself, and how can you differentiate yourself and offer that unique value proposition or unique selling proposition to your ideal and dream clients and customers? Well, the way you do that is by being yourself and letting that personality come through, even if it's polarizing. And Anna Franston, who I'm in her group, she's, I don't think she calls herself a business coach, but to me, she's a business coach also. And her and someone else who I just recently started following. I've been following Anna for years, but I only recently started following this other woman just within the last day, because when you're heart-centered, you notice synchronicities coming up for yourself and your tribe, right? So within the last day, they both mentioned, they didn't use the term polarizing, but they both basically encouraged their tribe, of which I am a member of, to, you know, share more of our personalities, even if we risk potentially repelling or alienating some of our dream clients or customers. And I already knew that, but knowing it and doing it are two different things. Right? So if you can relate, give me a comment and a thumbs up. And even if you can't, give me a comment and a thumbs up. You don't have to be nice, but respectful would be appreciated. And if you're finding this information at all valuable in any way, shape, or form, please share it with those who it could also benefit. Okay, so Yeah, so one of the ways you can stand out from the crowd in your competition is to let some of your personality shine through. So how can you take marketing this month to your tribe and make it unique to yourself? Well, for me, I didn't want to make it about me. I wanted to make it about my tribe, but I also like to have fun. In fact, one of my specialties is helping you to attract customers, clients, and cash with more ease, joy, and fun than you ever thought possible, right? So I like to incorporate and add in as much fun as I can in business because it's just, why wouldn't you? If you can and once you learn it's possible, why freaking wouldn't you, right? So, okay. I wanted to have fun. I'm super excited, and I received divine inspiration before I even heard Anna say that, or this other woman who I follow, whose name I've forgotten, say, because I'm new to her, remind me of what I already knew in the last day. I'd already received divine inspiration, quote unquote, downloads, and since I am at Transformational Tech Support and your support technician, download software, programming, coding, recoding. I help you to recode and reprogram yourself for success. I'm your support technician, right? So, okay. Speaking really fast, had a little bit of caffeine from the coffee. Actually, I did not have coffee. I misspoke. Sorry, you guys. I'm actually drinking because for those of you who don't know, I'm all about holistic business. And as you heard, I have those holistic businesses also. So for those of you who want to know, what does an entrepreneur or a solopreneur working from home drink to stay healthy? It's raw cacao powder, and it's some of the best you can get. And it has some extra virgin coconut, extra virgin coconut oil in it. A little dash of Ceylon cinnamon, and some stevia for sweetening it. Because while I am an advocate for giving up sugar, and I'm proud to say I've been almost added white table sugar free for going on almost 3 years now, I had to stop and drink some of this cacao, hot cacao, but let's just say cocoa, right? Or hot chocolate. Guilt-free hot chocolate, right? And one of my pages, I think my Holistic Breast Cancer Prevention page, I once shared a recipe post. If you look in the timeline photos or search the page for CACAO, that's how you spell cacao, or hot chocolate, or cocoa, COCOA, you should be able to find it from when I posted it if you want the recipe for what I'm drinking right now. Okay. And how does an entrepreneur who's conscious stay balanced through grounding and centering? So as you can all tell, I'm excited, I'm wound up, I'm talking kind of fast. So what made me think of the hot chocolate was to let you know I'm not on speed. I had a little bit of hot chocolate, and yeah, there is some natural caffeine in that, and that usually gives me a nice little energy boost. So for those of you who want to get off of coffee and want a nice energy boost, did you know that chocolate's actually good for your heart? That's right. So you can make this and drink it guilt-free, and it will give you that nice calm energy, but it might make you, I don't feel buzzed at all in any way, shape, or form, but as you can tell, I'm a little bit activated. Yeah, excited, activated, what have you. Hence the rambling, so I apologize. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay. So this is kind of a combination video, right? So it's about March Marketing Madness. So why March Marketing Madness? Because I could have just called it boring March marketing, but I wanted to infuse some of my personality into it, right? And what's something that's personal, that's not necessarily alienating about me and my personality that I get super lit up about? freaking college basketball, in particular my Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team, right? So, especially during March Madness, and especially since we just won the conference after all this adversity, and we're playing our best basketball of the year and our best defense of the year, and we really have a shot now of at least getting to the Final Four and maybe even winning it all. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, check out our starters, especially DeAndre Ayton, because he'll probably be the #1 NBA draft pick this year. He's just awesome. Okay, so I decided to infuse my personality via my love of basketball and combine it with March, since March is known as March Madness in the college basketball world, right? So I decided, instead of just calling it, oh, here's your boring old same old March marketing dates to take advantage of this month, no. Let's have fun with it, right? So it's March Marketing Madness, baby. And Dick Vitale, who I no longer like because he talked some smack about our head coach, Sean Miller, recently, some libel and some slander type things. But I used to love him. He's known for sorry you guys, for announcing college basketball games, especially for ESPN and ABC over the years. And he is a well-known voice in the industry of college basketball announcers. And so he's known for his voice and saying, it's March Madness, baby! And I'm not a man, and I'm not an old man, and I'm not Dick Vitale, so I can't do it like he does it, or do it justice. But I'm sure you can YouTube some videos of Dick Vitale and the word baby and get to hear it for yourself and properly. Okay, so I've decided to infuse my personality and make March marketing fun. So it's March Marketing Madness, baby. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, madness doesn't just mean anger. It's used a lot in the UK and stuff to mean crazy or mental. Yeah, things get a little crazy during March Madness, and hence the term. Okay, so I am going to show you 2 posts here. Alright, so here's one of the posts I made. By the way, I'm not in love with all my graphics, and even though I have a diploma in graphic design and professionally do design graphics for clients, I'm by no means the world's best graphic designer, and the work I've done for clients is almost always better than what I've done for myself. I had a lot of graphic design shame for my own things. In fact, one of my business pages for my Inspired Websites business it's not even published publicly because I had shame about it, because I couldn't come up with my own logo for that. And you know the expression, those who can't teach. So can't, comma, pause, teach. So or those who can't do, comma, space, teach. In other words, I'm good at doing things for others. I'm actually really good at doing things for others, coaching, healing, facilitating, web and graphic design, especially web design and marketing, and business coaching, but not as good at doing graphic design for myself. Okay, so this is by no means my best graphic ever. That being said, I still managed to incorporate my branding, and so are you paying attention? Because I'm dropping all kinds of golden nuggets in here like I like to do. Okay, for you. And that's another part of my personality. For those who don't know, I love to sing. Not good at it, despite years of choir and chorus, but I do love it. So I apologize if I hurt any of your ears. Okay, so you see my branding here. By the way, this is intentional graphic design. It is not just to look pretty, it's intentional for my tribe and my brand, right? So I almost always try to incorporate some kind of round elements in my design, or circular, as you can see here. For this transformational tax support biz, always try to go with a rainbow of colors. Sometimes they're more muted, like this watercolor background. Sometimes they are more vivid. March was intentionally chosen in green. For those of you who don't know, I'm throwing in some visual branding tips here. So, why green? Well, in the Northern Hemisphere, spring returns in March. This year is March 20th. Are you following with me now? So we're talking about March marketing, right? So special dates in March that you want to connect with and or promote to your tribe. So one of them would be spring, the spring equinox, right? Equinox meaning equal parts sunlight, daylight, and darkness. Happens again in autumn at the autumnal equinox. So it's also known as, the spring one is also known as the vernal equinox for those of you who do not know. So March 20th marks the return of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. And when spring comes back, we think of grass and trees and flowers blooming, right? And meadows and fields. So that often harkens back to green leaves and flowers and things budding and blossoming and blooming, right? Also, the luck of the Irish, St. Patrick's Day, is March 17th. So Ireland also means green, right? And it's also known as the Emerald Isle as a nickname for those of you who do not know. So St. Patrick was from Ireland. It's March, return of spring. Are you with me now? Are you starting to get this? If you're with me, like give me a high five emoji if they have one. Give me some love on this video. I would appreciate it. Leave me some comments. Let me know. So March 17th, if you're listening, boom, one of your marketing dates for March, right? And that one is pretty common. Most people who are in business know, oh yeah, if I'm going to promote on a certain date, probably St. Patrick's Day would be a great date to do that. Okay, so that one's kind of a no-brainer, right? But in terms of the design, this graphic was done in a way, and I tell you this because you may either be doing your own graphics to promote or connect or both with your tribe on these dates, and or you might be having a virtual assistant or an OBM, otherwise known as an online business manager or online business manager, do these things for you. And so they may be good at design or they may not be. They may outsource it even. And so we want this to have your personality, not necessarily theirs, right? So even if you're delegating this task of graphics, I want to promote and connect, but I don't want to do the graphics. Okay, you can always outsource. So point of the matter is that you want to be intentional, right? Intentional marketing. So you want to make sure, okay, if I'm going to be connecting and or promoting for St. Patrick's Day and or spring, the vernal equinox, then I want to use some green to represent that visually, right? Now, you may not use this shade of Kelly green, but I felt it matched March better, so this worked for me. That being said, I was a little bit torn because it doesn't match the my logo shade of green. And like I said, this is not my proudest graphic design work, and yet it's still eye-grabbing, it's still attention-grabbing. As I scroll through my feed and look at other images, it still caught my eye, and that's what it's designed to do. Catch the eye of your ideal clients and tribe and prospective clients and customers, right? You want to grab their attention visually, and then you want to pull them in and connect with them, right? And build a relationship and share your personality to help build that know factor, right? We talked about the know, like, and trust factor. So sharing your personality helps them get to know you and hopefully like you. So the main goal, the main intention of this graphic was to be attention grabbing, and that I did. Do I like the colors? No. But were they intentional? Yes. This shade of blue I sometimes use in my marketing for this brand, and also in my inspired websites and digital marketing business. So, and it went with this shade of green. But do I like them? No, I don't even like the shade of blue, if I'm perfectly honest, especially in this way. For those who don't know, here's another golden nugget. Blue is not only said to be people's favorite color, usually. It's also known to be calming and peaceful in most cases, and it's also said to represent trustworthiness. So again, everything done here is done intentionally, even though I didn't like the final design look of it, right? And then madness, I really wanted to go with orange for basketball because basketballs are generally orange. And so, and madness is kind of that like spontaneous, sporadic, not volatile, but like dynamic, high energy color, right? So I wanted to use orange, but I went against it and decided to use red after all to complement my logo and to kind of balance it out. I have madness in red. So there's always a psychology in the marketing that I teach. So if you want to learn more about the psychology, there's always my approach to marketing and business. There's always going to be psychological, energetic, and subconscious intentional marketing. That's what I'm about. That's what I help you do so that your marketing can connect with and resonate with your ideal and dream clients and customers, right? Okay, so you might see this and think, ew, why'd she use those particular colors? Or you might not care, but it caught your eye either way and made you look, right? Aha! Okay, so I really was at a loss of where to put this basketball. I even made it large and made it take up the back of this entire circle as the background, like a watermark. So what looks like a white moon in the background of this white circle would be a basketball, just lighter, transparent, so that you could read the title March Marketing Madness. And that was just too busy, too crowded. I opted not to use it. And the D's right here, if you're looking at the screen, it's kind of high, so it was kind of hard to squeeze the basketball in between there. And it's not an I that the basketball could dot in the word madness. There's no I in the word madness. So for this particular iteration or version of this graphic, the basketball is where it is. Am I in love with it? Not at all. Does it get my point across and attract your attention? Yeah, if you're scrolling, right? So, elements of graphics when you're connecting with your tribe and promoting, especially on special dates as far as marketing and just general marketing, you're going to want to have your website, you're going to want to have your logo, and you're going to want to have things that connect and resonate, right? And identify you at a glance in most cases. All right, so, and for those of you who are wondering, okay, well, since she bothered to tell us all that, why didn't she tell us about the color of her name? I chose to put Erin Lloyd in purple because I'm also a spiritual entrepreneur myself, and the color of our crown chakra is that kind of royal purple. So I decided to have the purple represent me spiritually in this case. But I experiment and change. Here's the thing, guys. Your marketing doesn't have to be locked in stone. Look at the Pepsi and Coca-Cola logos. They change and evolve over time, right? So the brands still exist. They still use their signature colors, but the logos themselves evolve. So don't be afraid to experiment to find out what works best for you. I'm still playing around with a lot of my visuals in my own brand here. Okay, so back to marketing. March Madness or March Marketing Madness, right? So this post is for March Marketing Madness. Now ideally you would I would have shared this with you on the 1st, but I got a little bit behind. It didn't occur to me to do it in this way. When the divine inspiration came, it was this past weekend, already a week or two into March. And March is a long month, so guess what? I decided to follow through on it and take action anyway. And here's a little pro tip. You can backdate posts on Facebook. Hello. So I backdated this post to March 1st. And that allowed me to include all the things I want to show you now. So let's go to what I want to show you. Okay, so here you see the post on its own page a little better. Let's see if I can move it over. Okay, So you see my Transformational Tech Support logo. You see it's using the same logo, but it says Transformational Tech Support in there, trademarked. So here's the actual post, and here it looks like it was posted on March 12th because that's the day I published it. So Erin, you just said to backdate our post, and that was a pro tip, right? That we can do that. Well, yes, you can. However, because this post was an image post, a graphic post, Facebook, since I clicked on the direct link to this post, it went straight to the date it was actually posted. But if you were to search my Transformational Tech Support page timeline, and I encourage you to do that, please do that, you will see if you scroll back, you'll have to scroll all the way down to March 1st in order to see the post in the actual timeline of that page. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show you. Basketball emojis. You want to stand out? Start using emojis. Now don't go emoji crazy, right? Because we don't want to be unprofessional. You can be joyful and lighthearted and fun in business without being unprofessional, right? So we don't want to go emoji crazy, and every single post doesn't have to be Emojiville, right? But for certain occasions and certain instances, again, always intentional marketing, then yes, I recommend that you take advantage of emojis. Why? Because as people are scrolling through their news feeds, the color of an emoji is going to catch their eye, and we're trying to compete for attention. So the very first thing you see, I didn't want to put a basketball emoji first. I wanted to put it at the end. Why? Because those following me aren't necessarily basketball fans, and they may have never have heard of March Madness before. Maybe you're one of them, right? So while it may have caught your eye, you might have just instantly dismissed it without even thinking twice because you're not a basketball fan, or it didn't make any sense, or what does that have to do with marketing or business or holistic solutions or da-da-da-da-da, right? So, but I put it there intentionally anyway to balance the one on the right, but more importantly, to attract your eye visually, especially in the Western world where we read from left to right. So I wanted your eye to instantly focus in on the orange and be drawn to it, and then you could read March Marketing Madness in caps. That's another thing, I put it in caps. Okay, so I decided to use basketball emojis as bullet points. So you'll see here, here's my handy dandy post with the actual thing. So the graphic itself, you see green, blue, red for March Marketing Madness, and then image and the basketball, the background of my branding, right? And on the image itself, and then on the post itself, you see the title, emphasized, capitalized to emphasize the words I wanted you to see, which are March Marketing Madness, because hopefully you'd zero in on marketing, right? So even if you don't like basketball or know what the hell that has to do with March or why Madness is listed, you'll at least see the word marketing, and if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, that will catch your eye, right? And then I speak directly to my tribe, conscious, heart-centered entrepreneurs and business owners. Here's a handy dandy post for knowing special dates to connect with and promote to your tribe this month. Okay, so the first one I decided to do was the full moon on March 2nd. The next one was International Women's Day on March 8th. By the way, you guys and gals, guys and dolls, this is, March is Women's Month, by the way, not just Women's Day. Women's Day is celebrated, observed on the 8th of March, but the whole month is meant to celebrate women. It's National Women's History Month, I believe. Yeah, so you could celebrate or feature women. Like if your ideal clients are women, you can make a whole go of it this month, but do it from an authentic, sincere place. Don't do it just to capitalize literally. Don't take advantage of women or men in that way, or your dream clients or customers. That's not sincere, it's not authentic. And if you are here, yes, businesses have to make money. Yes, I love money. Yes, I love making money. Yes, I love receiving money. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm spiritual too, damn it. That's right, I said it. So if you either don't like to make money and you're spiritual, or think you can't make money because you're spiritual, then you have some issues you need to work through, because you're going to be limited in your success and income, in which case you're going to want to talk with me in a free chat so that we can talk about seeing how I might be able to help you break through those limiting and negative beliefs that are holding you back. If you do love to make money and you're not spiritual, then you're probably not even watching this or listening to it. But maybe somebody forwarded this to you because they know you're a business owner, even though you're not necessarily considering yourself a spiritual or conscious or heart-centered business owner. Maybe you're just in business to make money, in which case I'm going to say bye-bye. Thanks for watching. No offense, but my tribe are people who are here to serve from the heart, from the soul. If your only intention is to make money from business and you're like, oh great, I didn't realize that all of March, all 31 days were about women's history. I can totally capitalize on that and get women to buy from me every single day this month, da 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 da, and you're just looking at us like dollar signs, and by us I mean women, then bugger off, right? I don't want you here. You're not the kind of people, you're not in my tribe, you're not welcome here. Take that greedy crap elsewhere. Now again, if you want to make money, good, you're in the right place. If you only are in business to make money, you're in the wrong place. If you're in business to make a difference and make money, you're in the right place. You're my peeps. So stay here. And thanks for being here. Okay, so notice, again, I want to reiterate you all, that this says special dates to connect with and promote to your tribe this month. So I'm not just sharing these marketing dates for you to just solely market, although I put marketing in the title only because the 3 M's went really well together, March Marketing Madness, right? Or M3 or whatever. So the reality here though is since my tribe are here to serve, not just to sell, we want to connect and build relationships as well from the heart, truly, authentically, genuinely, right? And yes, if we can help you, if one of our solutions can help transform your life or change your life, then we would be doing you a disservice to not share it with you, to not offer it to you, right? And you with your tribe. So, but notice I put connect with and promote. I didn't just put promote. This isn't about only making money or greed. This is about opportunities and taking advantage of them in wise, heart-centered ways that are intentional on special dates in particular this month or every month, really, for that matter. I'll be doing this every month from now on. Don't worry, I won't be doing this hour-long video for each month's marketing. But as this was the first one in the series of marketing months, I thought I would take this opportunity to do a live demo. I guess it's not live, to do a video demo for you all. Okay, so let's say that your tribe is mostly or all women, right? Then it's going to be of interest, potentially, to relate interesting women that your tribe can relate to from women's history, right? So this month I'll be doing an Amelia Earhart post probably to connect with, and support and uplift other women, because she literally showed women how to take off. She showed women how to take flight, right? So that's going to be in my post. So I'm here to inspire and empower others. And also as a teacher and a facilitator and a coach and a healing facilitator, etc., blah, blah, educator, educate, inform, empower, inspire, right? And here's the thing, I don't just work with women, I work with women and men. I hope for all of those of you who are men listening, thank you for sticking around and being here, and welcome. I don't limit myself to just working with female entrepreneurs, although I do work with them also, and I am one. So, what is my point here, you all? I know you're thinking it too. Sorry for being a little space cadet-y. Haven't had much sleep. And with the hot chocolate. Okay, so that's the thing about divine download, you all. You have to, I'm a huge advocate of taking inspired action. And I'm also a huge advocate of taking imperfect inspired action. And for those of you who do not know, I'm a recovering perfectionist. So I'm at the place in my evolution now that if I receive a divine download that says, hey, do March Marketing Madness, and I'm in the flow zone, and that was one of my online DJ names. It for there's another piece of my personality. I love music. DJ at heart, DJ at soul. So, and I also have musical ADD. Don't know what that is? Stay tuned, follow me, check out my other videos, and you will see how my mind works. It's all musically wired up in there. So, point of the matter. Yeah. So the great thing is when I'm in the divine flow state or flow zone, and I'm able to receive that information and say, oh, and here's where, for those of you who are encountering, well, she said to market, but we missed International Women's Day because I'm hearing this video or seeing it after March 8th, so she's late. But she admitted she's late. And she said she chose to post anyway. Why? Because she received a divine download, divine guidance, divine inspiration, whatever you want to call it. She received it and said to do it. So even though her logical left brain mind, that perfectionistic ego and mind that had to have everything perfect, tried to talk her out of it and say, no, no, Erin, you cannot post this because it's already 2 weeks into March. The first full moon of the month, that's right, we have 2 full moons this month, people. Passed already. International Women's Day was last week. I did do some posts for International Women's Day, so I didn't miss those. But in terms of me sharing this divine guidance to do this March Marketing Madness with y'all, I was going to talk myself right on out of it. But I've learned the hard way, more than once, sadly, to trust it and do it anyway. So yes, just for those of you who also have perfectionistic tendencies, who want to take only perfect action or have analysis paralysis because of it, or both, like I used to, if you're sure it's divine guidance or inspiration, take inspired action on it anyway, because that's how we move forward. And any feedback, as you'll see me say in other posts and have already, is just biofeedback, life feedback. You just see, oh, what could I do better there? How could I improve that? But no judgment, right? So ideally, in a perfect world, you guys and girls and dolls, I would have shared this originally on March 1st. And I kind of feel a little bit frustrated with the universe, like, yeah, this is great, universe, thanks for the divine download. But next time, could you maybe tell me, before it's 2 weeks into the new month, so it can be of more service to my tribe and my peeps and myself, and not feel so far behind and playing catch up, and because I wasn't planning to be creating this right now, but that's how it went, and I follow the energy when I'm able to. So, in the creative flow state, what happens for me and some other creative entrepreneurs is that we get a wee bit spacey, right? And so when we go with that spaciness, we need to sometimes take breaks to stop, ground, and center ourselves and breathe. Like that. Especially when I start getting super speedy sounding, even though I've never taken speed in my life. Speed ruins lives, kids, so don't do it. Okay, so, yeah, and here's an example where my musical ADD comes in because it started to say back to the matter at hand. That triggers musical wiring for definition of sound. Some of you may have heard me do part of this before, which is definite back to the matter at hand. The matter at hand is a mic and a mic stand, and definition of sound as name brand. All right, if you don't know who definition of sound is, but you love 90s rap music, especially from the UK, go ahead and YouTube them. You will not regret it. Thank me later. Okay, so did I want to share that much of my personality in this video and end up going on this, what seems like a wild goose chase, but it's actually not? No. Am I happy that I'm extra spacey right now? No. I wanted this video to be relatively short and sweet, and we're going on almost an hour. For those of you who are still here, thank you for your patience and sticking with me. As I like to tell people, if you stick with me, I always end up connecting all the dots, right? Okay, but I always also make these jam value packed for you, and it's free. Hey, free marketing, intentional marketing tips for you. So if you're appreciating these, if you're feeling me, let me know in the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, you don't have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm thanking you in advance. Okay, so this month of March 2018, we had a first full moon. So first of all, how many months do we have two full moons in a row? Or excuse me, in 1 month. It doesn't happen that often, right? So the fact that it's happening twice this month is interesting for my tribe in particular. So I damn sure better have included for my tribe on this March marketing calendar promo post both full moons. So you'll see the first full moon March 2nd. And then if you look down here at the last basketball icon emoji bullet point, you'll see that the next full moon or second full moon this month is March 31st, right? So that's 2 full moons in 1 month. And I shared this graphic or an iteration of it with one of my friends who's also a client. And she said, oh, like the very first thing she noticed was, oh, there are 2 full moons this month? I didn't know that. I said, neither did I till I just went to make this post for everybody. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Okay. Forgive if any of you are from any of the Caribbean islands, please forgive me for butchering that. Okay, so, right, so also, what else do we have going on in March this year? We have daylight savings time. So for those of you, you spring forward, right? You set your clocks an hour forward on March 11th around 2 a.m. Eastern time. Or was it California time? I don't remember. You know why I don't remember? Because, oh, apologies to anybody from the South listening. No offense. I just go into different accents sometimes. That's what I want to do. Okay, so apparently I'm a little bit punch drunk right now, even though I've had no punch and not actually drunk. Alrighty then, so daylight savings, you spring forward, set your clocks for an hour. So why don't I know when exactly that took place? Because I live in Arizona, y'all. So we don't observe daylight savings time, thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. So we never, ever, ever, ever have to change our clocks. So you too can never have to change your clock again if you move to Arizona or Hawaii, and I think maybe Alaska. And I found out sometime earlier this year, a certain part of the way easternest part of Canada doesn't change their clocks either, though I've forgotten the name. If you know it, feel free to comment and let me know the name of that area of Canada that doesn't have to spring forward. Anyway, I knew the date though. I looked it up in my research to serve my tribe, my peeps, you guys, you gals, right? So, daylight savings time, spring forward March 11th. And for those of you in the southern hemisphere, then the spring forward and fall backward terms don't work for you. I know that, and I have a lot of followers and friends from down under. So obviously, you just set your clock an hour forward if you live in a place that observes that. Here in the northern hemisphere, because it's spring this month, we use spring forward to help us remember to set our clocks forward an hour. And then in fall or autumn, we say fall backward, which lets us know to set our clocks back an hour. Okay, so this month we have 2 full moons, March Madness of college basketball for men and women, and daylight savings time, plus St. Patrick's Day, okay, plus spring, aka the vernal equinox or the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, or the autumnal equinox in the southern hemisphere, right? So, and for you guys down under, that might be taking place on the 21st instead of the 20th. But since I'm in the northern hemisphere, hopefully you'll forgive me for using northern hemisphere dates. Okay, so yeah, we expected the St. Patrick's Day, but yeah, it's also daylight savings, 2 full moons this month. International Women's Day was on the 8th. It's Women's History Month. We've got a new moon on the 17th. We've got spring coming back for the Northern Hemisphere on the 20th. Also my daughter's birth date. We've got the Final Four on March 31st, right? And so since I decided to have the play on words and have fun with March Marketing Madness and M3 for college basketball, you saw the use of the emojis for fun and for attention grabbing. You saw the fun with March Marketing Madness, with taking March Madness and turning it into a business concept. You see that if I'm going to do that, guess what? In my first iteration of this calendar for March, of these connecting and promo dates for March that you might want to take advantage of, guess what I forgot, you guys? I forgot to put the Final Four on it. Oh, no, she didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to put the Final Four on, and then I was like, oh shit, I forgot to put the Final Four on there, so I had to redo the graphic again. Oh, and this, you might be going, okay, Erin, you are punch drunk because that's a post, and the graphic you showed us doesn't actually have the Final Four in it or basketball emojis. So what do you mean you forgot to do the graphic again? Well, thanks for asking. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so, and then I realized I forgot to put the Final Four in. It's March 31st this year. So I edited the graphic. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. And then I realized, well, if I'm going to put that, since Selection Sunday is such a huge part of March Madness, because we want to know where our favorite college basketball team made it, if they made it into the tournament in the first place, into the tourney, and second, if they did, which seed or rank they got, right? Which placement they got, who we're going to be playing in the first game, all that information. So that happens on a Sunday that we refer to as Selection Sunday, or in this case, hashtag Selection Sunday. So I knew lots of people would be searching Selection Sunday, or that it would be being shown to people on Facebook in North America, especially the United States, more often today in trending topics and that kind of thing. So, especially for the sports trending topics, right? So I decided I wanted this post to get more reach. And for those of you who think you cannot use hashtags on Facebook, one, technically you can, and two, as long as you don't go too crazy, then you also can. So some of my posts you'll see one or two, some you'll see many. On the ones that have many, that is intentional. However, I don't recommend that for every post, because Facebook can also have their algorithm penalize you for going hashtag crazy. I said I gone dog crazy. And for those who don't know that one, musical ADD brought to you by the Soup Dragons, band from the 90s. Okay, so it was intentional marketing for me, not only to add Selection Sunday to this fun with basketball and business March Marketing Madness post, but also to hashtag it in particular, so that it would have more of a chance of being shown to more people. Because maybe there are some people who don't know about me or my page yet, who are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners, what have you, but they will be seeing news about Selection Sunday in their feed, especially in their sports trending stories. And so they're not going to expect this to come up, but if they look and they see business owner, entrepreneur, that's me, let me check this post out, and they see the little basketballs in March Marketing Madness, then I've perhaps just gotten a new fan or follower to my page, or at least helped somebody else out, right? Okay, so this is a value post. So remember, again, I want to, again, reiterate, connect with and or promote to you. So this video is a value post, a value share. This Marketing Madness calendar is a value post. Did I try to sell anybody anything in here? Nope, not in this video, not in the graphic, not in the post. This is pure value from my heart to yours. Pure service and pure fun, and it was divinely guided, inspirational guidance to take inspired action on, and so I did that. So honoring myself, honoring my source, right? As I recommend for all heart-centered entrepreneurs. Okay, so now, But I also want the post to get seen. So we talked about how I intentionally used hashtag Selection Sunday to help it get seen by more people who may have seen it otherwise. 1. 2, I showed visual elements of how I wanted it to stand out and get seen more in news feeds, and that is with the basketball emojis and that orange color. Okay, 3, I've asked you guys, look here at the bottom, let me know which dates you'll be promoting this month in the comments. Boom. Direct call to action. Why? Because Facebook shows our business page posts more often to those who engage with us, right? So that's those who like, share, and comment on our posts. So if I want Facebook to show more of my posts to my tribe, then I'm going to have to try to engage with them. So I've asked you several times directly in this video to give me some likes and give me some comments and give me some love if you're feeling me, if this is helpful, if you're finding it valuable. 1, so I know I'm not talking into an echo chamber to myself and that you actually heard this, saw this, and it's resonating and that it's actually helping you. And 2, to help me to extend my reach by helping others. And you giving me likes and love and comments helps Facebook to help me to reach more people in our tribe and help them as well, right? So it was strategic that I asked you, but it was also heart-centered because I really do want to know that I'm not alone here and that you're finding this valuable and that I'm not, shouting this into an echo chamber. Incidentally, Arizona, where I live, is the Grand Canyon state. And for those of you who do not know, here's an interesting side tip about the Grand Canyon. Not really a tip, more an interesting tidbit. I think I've been to the Grand Canyon twice when I was younger. And on one of those trips, I asked my mother, could I swear? I didn't have permission to swear as a kid. And I asked her, can I cuss? Can I swear? And to my surprise, she said yes. And people around us were just shouting things into the canyon to hear their voices echo. And so when I shouted cuss words, hand to God, I kid you not, the canyon did not echo those back to me. When I shouted other things, it did echo back to me. Now, I cuss, you've heard me do it in this video, so I don't know what that means, but I've never heard anyone else say that, and that was my honest to goodness experience. And I'm interested to see when I go back there someday if the same thing happens. Anyway, okay, so for those of you who ever are planning a trip to the Grand Canyon, you might want to test this theory for yourself. It wasn't a theory, it was my actual experience, but hey, you might want to have fun with the Grand Canyon while you're here and check it out for yourself. Okay, so even though people in Arizona who might be in my tribe don't have to spring forward, I included it anyway because I have people in my tribe worldwide and this date pertains to them. So I wanted to help you all connect and or promote with your own tribes as well. So do you have to, you might be thinking, Erin, do I have to connect or promote on every single one of those dates in March? No, because let's count them up. Just from the ones I've listed, and I, if you notice, haven't even put on any religious holidays. You know why? Because the graphic would have been way too long to try to include all the main, like Easter, Passover, stuff going on. So rather than add it and make it religious and end up leaving out some religions, what have you, or not having room, I just said, you know what, let me just focus and do what I do best, right? So I'll just leave those off for now. People who are religious and observe religious holidays, they usually have some idea when those are coming up. But yes, on your own modified version of my calendar, yeah, feel free to plug in any religious holidays or spiritual holidays or native holidays or earth holidays that your ideal clients and customers celebrate and that you yourself celebrate as well if that resonates with your tribe. Right? So this was not meant to be anti-religion. It was more like, hey, I can't fit all these. There are a lot this month. And religious people usually know when their holidays are coming up. But yeah, make sure you include those if you observe them and if your tribe do. Okay, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 dates, special dates for March marketing, right? March Marketing Madness here. You may have seen a content calendar from somebody else, and guess what? It wasn't this fun. Guess what else? It didn't have Selection Sunday or Final Four. It may not have had the moons. It may not have had the equinox. It may have only had maybe International Women's Day and St. Patrick's Day. So if your tribe resonates with these other dates I've shared, like you do with me, hopefully, since you're presumably a heart-centered, conscious, or spiritual entrepreneur or business owner, so if you're still here, then you're going to want to not miss the boat, right? So that means that your competition might only be taking advantage of March 17th and International Women's Day this month. Or possibly they might do a reminder value post to set your clock forward for daylight savings time. But we've got all these other things too that you can take advantage of as well and not miss the boat, right? Okay, so remember, intentional marketing, that includes intentional hashtags and not going overboard. It includes your visual marketing as well as your content and copy. It includes let's see what else, a direct call to action. So even though I wasn't actually promoting anything and this was a strict value post and a value video, I still asked you to take an action. I asked you to let me know what you'll be promoting this month in the comments. Actually, I need to update this post because I've since changed it to say, let me know which special date you'll be connecting with and or promoting to your tribe this month in the comments. So I need to edit this post and do that. Okay, so then you see I signed off with my Erin Lloyd. It's not a business page because I don't have one yet, so that's just my personal page. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so that's there. Okay, so then I have some, not all of my titles. So Intuitive Business Coach for heart-centered, conscious, and spiritual business owners, Certified Rapid Results Coach, Branding and Online Marketing Consultant, Web and Graphic Designer at Transformational Tech Support. Notice here, if you're looking at the screen, I tagged my business page. Why? Because let's say this gets shared or seen in somebody's news feed because they happen to see the trending topic of Selection Sunday or March Madness, right? From Facebook, which they wouldn't normally see. Well, this way they don't have to be on my business page. They can just hover over it, boom, instead of saying publish, they would see like, and they click like on my page right there, or click the hyperlink, which is the tag of the page name, and go to my page and check it out from right there. Okay, so again, always tag your business pages in your own post. Don't assume, oh, but they're already going to know it's from me on my business page, or they've already liked it, or they wouldn't see it. Not necessarily. Don't miss the boat. Don't miss opportunities here, especially free ones, to connect and reach more tribe members, right? Okay, then I decided to do a second hashtag, business and basketball, so that I could connect it even further of what the hell does basketball have to do with business, right? Okay, and notice I didn't just make it about my team. In fact, I didn't even mention, I did in this video, there's Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team, but I didn't mention it in this particular post, right? But I did connect it with basketball visually and with hashtags and with the dates that I included in my version of a marketing calendar for March. Okay, so I said I would show you the other graphics, so here we go. And that's the other reason that this video is so long, is because when I'm in the flow zone and in that spacey creative place and state, like I said, it's not usually pre-planned when I'm told to go ahead and record these things. Hence the lack of script. Like I have the topic, the main points sort of in my mind, but not necessarily written out, and so it tends to wander. But again, even though this is a long training, it's jam-packed with value Give me some love and write I agree, or type it if you do, please, because I do aim to serve and to please my tribe anyway, not everyone, but my tribe. Okay, so as you can see, I paused the video, I restarted it, and now if you're looking at the screen, please do look at the screen now. You will see March Marketing Madness is a different graphic now. Why? Because I made two. Why did I make two? Because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. This one was more like the one I visualized in my download initially. However, I thought to myself, if somebody sees this in a group that I'm in, for instance, and I share it there, then they can just eyeball it at a glance, and yeah, that's really handy for them, and I do want it to be handy. But I also want them to read what I have to say, right, and to connect with me. And if all they have to do is glance at this graphic or download it and then go and start marketing and connecting with their tribe on these special dates this month, then they might miss out on connecting with me. There's no guarantee they're going to see transformationaltechsupport.com at the bottom of the graphic and my logo and come to my page or my website, right? So I decided after all that, and plus, by the way, again with my graphics, I freaking really dislike the colors I chose for March Marketing Madness. Yes, they have psychology. Yes, they're intentionally used. And yet, I really strongly dislike the shade of green, blue, and red together. They're like, ugh, I so dislike them. It's displeasing for me to look at them even. But hopefully not for you. Hopefully it's helpful for you, or you focus on the basketball emoji bullet point icons. So I decided to do two different graphics. By the way, I also dislike this particular basketball icon that I chose to use as bullet points in this graphic. I couldn't find one that I preferred in the short period of time between the time the divine download and information came through and said to create this graphic in this post and the time it came to actually post it, because again, Source decided to wait till I was 2 weeks into March to tell me to do this, right? So I was in a bit of a hurry and a mad scramble to get this out before I forgot or had to do other things or spaced out or it got too late. I wanted to take inspired action, inspired yet imperfect, M-I-M, perfect, as in not perfect, action. Hello, talking to you, type A's and analysis paralysis, recovering perfectionist or current perfectionist, talking to you. It's always best to take imperfect action than no action at all. And it's okay, because your brand and your business are going to evolve, and they should evolve. Okay, so despite the fact that I really detest these three colors in March Marketing Madness in this graphic, especially side by side, despite the fact that I really dislike this particular basketball icon. It's not that I detest or dislike a basketball icon. I still think that idea was genius, if I do say so myself. What I dislike is the look of this particular basketball icon I found to use as the bullet points. And so again, the perfect logical left brain ego driven me wants to go and edit this graphic and re-frickin' do it and find just a different icon to use, a different basketball icon to use, and tweak the colors of March Marketing Madness. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. What's important isn't that my graphics are super pretty. What's important is that this post is intentional and that it can be of value to you, my tribe, my peeps. That's what matters, not that it looks perfect. Not that it's going to embarrass me a bit as a graphic designer because my own graphic doesn't live up to my own standards. Because let me tell you guys, even though I did say web and graphic designer right here, if you're looking, you can see it's in the copy, because I am. Again, I said that my graphics for clients are always better than my graphics for myself, or almost always anyway. So, with that in mind, I had to kind of talk down my perfectionistic left brain inner critic. This is where the holistic business comes in, you guys. I'm speaking to those of you who have inner mind game stuff going on here going, but I can't post that because there's not enough time. Or I can't post that because I only have 5 days till St. Patrick's Day. There's no way I can come up with a promotion and content to post by then because, damn it, I fucked up. I should have thought of St. Patrick's Day. Everybody knows St. Patrick's Day is this month. If I only knew one date this month, I should have known that one. And I had no plan and no strategy. Breathe, dude. Right? I call girls dude too. And women dude too. From my old days of hanging out with skaters. And those are my peeps too. If you used to be a skater or a DJ, give me a hey. Anyway, so yeah. So dude, seriously. It is entirely possible, even if you don't consider yourself to be creative, to come up with a March marketing plan, even though it's March 12th as I record this. It absolutely, totally is. And if you would like some help with that or don't consider yourself creative and you're like looking at this and freaking out, like, do I have to post every one of those days? No, you don't. Look at the ones that feel light and expansive and joyful for and to you, that you feel you resonate with, that you feel your tribe would resonate with, and choose to connect or reach out with either just a free value post like this is, or a series of value posts followed by a promo post where you're actually presenting them with an offer. Remember, it's a disservice to not present your tribe with an offer that can help them. We're here to serve, right? So let's honor ourselves and our mission and our big why and our tribes by serving them, right? And that's going to be free content sometimes, and it's going to be paid content sometimes and offers. And so, yeah, take advantage of it and take no shame, have no shame in making money, because you can be spiritual and wealthy, spiritual and rich, right? Think of all the positive impact and change you can make in this world with more money. Guilt-free, baby. March Madness, baby, right? Okay, so the main point of this graphic is that I decided, okay, I like the other graphic better for a variety of reasons. Number one, and most importantly for you listening, is that it has my logo, which you see down here in this graphic in the bottom right corner, larger. It's attention grabbing. And again, I want people to actually read what I had to write and share in the post, not just glance at the graphic, take it, and go off on about their way, merry old way, and never have had a chance to connect with me, follow me, like me, become one of my tribe members if they happen to stumble across the post, etc., etc. So yes, I want to be of value and service in free ways and paid ways, in this case free ways, but I also want to be strategic, intelligent, and smart about it, right? So I decided I'll reserve this graphic, which I'm not too keen on the way it looks anyway, for my own page and only share it here on my Transformational Tech Support Holistic Solutions for Your Body, Mind, and Soul business page, and maybe share it from here to my own timeline. But for sharing in groups, I'll choose to share the other graphic, which looked more, gets them to read, hooks them, and then gets them to read the actual copy in the post itself. So you can see that the copy here is exactly the same as it was in the last graphic. The only difference is the graphic itself. So I can imagine if it was me, I would rather just have this graphic, quite frankly. I would. I'd be totally straight up honest with you guys and transparent. I would rather just have this handy dandy graphic to download and save and reflect on, so I could plan out anything I haven't thought of or included already for this month that resonates with me and my tribe. That being so, I am offering it to those of you who are followers and likers of my page. But for everyone else, they're going to have to do, not work for it per se, but a little more effort, right? Not going to make it quite that easy for them. So I'm going to make it easy for them. All they have to do is read, right? Check it out. So check it out. Check it out. Beastie Boys. Hello. Give me a holler if you like the Beastie Boys. Okay, so remember I said you'd have to scroll down my thread to get to the March 1st post? Here we go, side-by-side graphics. This is what I wanted you to see. Now look at your screen. It says March 1st, right? So I backdated it. Remember that pro tip from the beginning of this video? To March 1st. And then I uploaded both of these graphics, both of these images at the same time to my page. So this one on the left that has my logo as the background and is more colorful and eye-catching is the main one I'm going to be using to share in groups, even though the copy doesn't change. And this one, if you want the calendar with the dates already spelled out with these little basketball icons so you could just download and save the graphic itself, you're going to have to be on my business page to get that, right? So in a group, you'll see March Marketing Madness and this little basketball and think, oh, that must have to do with basketball. I don't know what March Madness has to do with anything or what that means if you're not a basketball fan. But I see the word marketing, and I know she does transformational text support. So let me click on it or click read more so I could see what she's talking about. Because I do know marketing has to do with business, and I do know that I have to market to my tribe in order to make money and stay in business, right? Because if you're not making money, it's not a business, it's a hobby. So, okay. And it's okay if you're not yet making money at the beginning of your business. This is not meant to shame you in that situation. We all have to start somewhere. So, but I mean, if you've been at this for like 4 years all in and you're not making any money, then it's time to do some introspection and maybe contact a skilled coach or facilitator such as myself for some assistance to help you work through that. Okay, so notice that both graphics have my URL, transformationaltechsupport.com, at the bottom. Notice that both of them incorporate a basketball. Both of them incorporate the same colors that are intentional with the words and the words March Marketing Madness. So you can see they have something to do with basketball because of the words March and Madness. You can see they have something to do with marketing because of the word marketing. You can see they have something to do with basketball because of the basketball icon. However, one of them is reserved for my own page and people who've already taken their time to like and follow my business page. If you haven't yet, please do so. Transformational Tech Support, or facebook.com/transformational tech support. And the other is for groups, so that they actually have to click read more, or they actually have to click on the image itself to read all of the copy to get this full list of schedule of special dates they may want to connect with or take advantage of or opportunity of connecting with and or promoting to and with their tribes. Okay, so I want to make it valuable to them, but I want to make it that easy. Yes, I'm about making business easy. But you know, you might not be in my tribe yet, so I want you to click on the graphic and read the whole copy versus just grabbing this spelled out graphic and running, right? Unless you're already put in the effort to like my page. So again, intentional, strategic, wise, smart, intelligent marketing here, yet also conscious and purpose driven, right? So we've got left brain and right brain harmonized together, right? That's what I'm all about. So conscious business, holistic business. Intentional marketing is a huge part of that and a huge strategy of that. All right, so let's scroll back up to the post you may have seen when we started the video, which is this one. Okay, so we're about to wrap up. For those of you who've stuck in that long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm really hoping you're finding this valuable if you stuck around this long. Okay, so back to the post we started with. I decided, okay, I'm not going to just make a marketing calendar graphic post for my peeps. I'm going to actually take advantage of connecting with and or promoting with my peeps on these special dates as well. Well, the divine download to do this for Selection Sunday came to me and through me on Selection Sunday. Very inconvenient, universe. Thank you, but next time in advance, please, with time to spare. instead of this last minute crap. But at the same time, I was grateful. I am grateful. And I wanted to take inspired action on it. I try to take inspired action when I receive divine and inner guidance. So here's an example. What is she talking about? See more. I could see the whole thing. I never saw the word see more. Well, look at this post. You can see part of the copy. It's selection. It's hashtag Selection Sunday. And you, capitalized, are my #1 seed top pick. I need to edit it to say top #1 seed pick, as I said earlier. Okay, so if you're a college hoops fan, you know the significance of today. It's March Madness, baby! Again. But notice down here, this one says, who's your pick to win it all? Comment below with your answer to be entered to win a pain relief healing session with me. Now, why am I posting that on a business page? Well, this isn't just for business. It's holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business. Just because you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or a business owner, does that mean you don't have health challenges, relationship issues, money issues, mindset issues, limiting beliefs and or programming issues? No, of course not. You're human, above all. So, does it mean that you don't know what it's like to be in pain, or that if you're in really bad pain or have debilitating migraines like I was getting up until this month again? I've battled them off and on for the last several years, and I really got them healed up a lot. I got them down from like most of the month down to only a few days and with less severity, and they weren't as debilitating. But if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you've got shit to do, right, and a business to run and an empire to freaking build, it's almost impossible to do that when you're in debilitating pain. And I have been in debilitating pain, so I know what it's like. I know how incredibly debilitating it is. And migraines aren't the only kind of chronic pain that I have had or been in that's been debilitating, by the way. And so for those of you who you might get migraines, male or female, and you're wanting some holistic, safe pain relief options with that, and each time you are hit with a migraine attack, it takes you away from your business, then that's costing you time, money, energy, and it's causing you suffering. Like, why would you want to be in that state if you don't have to be? So here I am saying, look, dude, I get it. I can relate. I've had it happen to me. And now I help facilitate pain relief for others, right? I'm a certified coach. I'm also a certified healing facilitator. I'm also an ordained minister. I can do this for you. So if you're suffering chronic pain or some debilitating pain, and again, it's not a replacement for your substitute for professional medical or psychological treatment. That being said, it can complement it, right? So if you know you've been experiencing debilitating pain, like say migraines this week, and you see this fun post about March Madness and Selection Sunday, and I'm telling you that you are my #1 top seed pick, that means you're tops with me. I value you. Thank you for being here from my heart to yours, right? And then I also infuse this with some college basketball fun, of course. So you see, as we scroll down, look at the image I chose to use. Did I design this? No. Did I take this photo? No. Do I have right to legally, commercially use this in a post? Yes, because I make sure and I check my sources. So you don't have to be a graphic designer. Okay. But you do have to have your person you outsource to know what you want. So if you decide, hey, I want to take advantage next year of Selection Sunday because I love college basketball. Why did it never occur to me to market this way before? Thanks, Erin, Lloyd. You're welcome. Don't use this picture. Find your own, damn it. But yeah. You can just say to them, look, I don't need a graphic created per se, but I want to create a value post that's free and just helps me connect and bond with all the people in my tribe who also love college basketball. And how can I make it fun, right? Without ripping off Erin. So, find your own damn picture that you're legally allowed to use, or tell your OBM or your VA, or if you hire me to do your graphics, or your imaging or your posts, then I don't do much social media management anymore now that I'm all in on intuitive business coaching. But for my clients, if you're one of my intuitive business coaching clients enrolled in one of my business coaching and healing programs, and this is something you want and you're a VIP client, then I will make that a bonus just for you because you are tops with me. I really appreciate you and I'm grateful you're here. So if you're interested and don't yet have a business coach, why not? Everybody, coaches need coaches, dude. Healers need healers, right? So this is what you do. If you're in my tribe, then you resonate with me. You see the value I bring just in free stuff. Imagine the value I bring in my paid stuff, right? So I'm just on the spot saying, look, if you could use some help with graphics or social media posts for Facebook, then, and you don't have a VA or want to hire one, but you need somebody you can trust, who you know and like, then I'm willing to throw that in as a special bonus just for you as a VIP bonus because you are my number one top pick, my number one seed. Okay, so remember the number one seeds. There are 4 altogether and there's always a number one overall, and that's the one picked or predicted to win the championship. So my money is on you if you're one of my coaching clients. My work and energy and attention are on you. My focus is on you and your success and helping you to win that championship, right? So, AKA realize those business dreams and goals. Okay, so this I decided to just have fun with. It's a free post just letting you know, hey, you're number one with me, you're tops with me, and I value you and thank you for being here and liking and following me and my page, right? And hey, while I'm at it, it occurred to me while I was typing that post, why don't I make this encourage people to comment, which increases my reach on Facebook, which helps me connect with more tribe members, which helps me to help more people, and make more money. No shame in that game. Why don't I throw in make it a contest? So on the spur of the moment, I went with the inspired imperfect action and decided to make this a contest. Comment below with your answer to be entered to win a pain relief healing session with me. So again, this is providing you holistic solutions. So if you're in debilitating chronic pain or sudden even acute pain and like it's come on strong out of the last 3 days and you've been checked out by a doctor if need be, always do that, preferably by a functional medical doctor or a naturopath or at the very least a holistic doctor, but a real doctor nonetheless. Then and you want some safe complementary healing to help you experience relief, or you don't want to have to do the meds because of the pain relief, and all they could do is say take some ibuprofen or some Tylenol, and you know ibuprofen's an NSAID, which is known to cause cardiovascular problems and heart attacks and strokes, not just from one, but you know, over extended use, and Tylenol and acetaminophen, which is what Tylenol is said to cause liver damage, right? So if you want to skip the side effects but you want some pain relief, then hit me up. I'm here for you to help. Okay, so who wouldn't want to win a free session for pain relief healing session especially if it's limiting you or stopping you from doing business that you need to get to? So if all you have to do to enter is a comment with your answer of who your number one top pick to win the championship this year in college basketball is, like, could it get any easier? How's it get any easier or funner than that? I love contests. I enter contests quite often, and the ones I enter the most often are the ones that are easiest for me to enter or funnest, right? Or both. So I just made on the spur of the moment, on the fly, just the decision to make this into a contest post as a way of giving back to my tribe by offering something highly valuable. And the only thing you have to do to enter is comment with your answer. And if you're a college basketball fan, you already have a favorite team or some favorites. You can easily put in your favorite. If you put Duke, that might automatically disqualify you just on pure principle alone, because all's fair in love and sports, right? So I'm a super kind, cool person, but when it comes to basketball, college basketball, Duke sucks. That's right, I said it. So you said, oh, but Erin, you were backing away from controversial, polarizing topics. Bam! My most controversial thing isn't that I prefer dogs to cats. It's that Duke sucks. That's right. I'll say it again. Duke sucks, Duke sucks, Duke sucks. And that cheating player they have who's over there tripping everybody, I forgot his name. Like, I knew I didn't like Coach K, but the fact that he has a known cheating player on his team and he's cool with it, no, bad. All right, so if you want to comment and say Duke, not just because you're trying to be controversial, but because you actually love them, you are still actually entered in the contest, even though I hate Duke and Duke sucks. Okay, so, I will say this though. If you talk any smack about my team, that will disqualify you. I'm telling you right now. So you can respectfully comment. You don't have to be a Wildcat fan to enter this contest. You can be a Duke fan and still be entered into this contest. I just won't like you very much. But no, don't worry, I won't let it interfere with a professional healing session or relationship. But what do you call it? I do want to say though, be respectful in your comments, please, people, or I will delete it and you will be disqualified if you're not respectful. Okay, so why did I put my titles in this post, you guys? Because you may have stumbled across this, you might have seen it on my personal timeline, you may have had this shared with you, maybe you're following my page but you didn't know exactly what I do, maybe in some places you've seen I do holistic wellness and in other places you see that I'm an intuitive business coach and you're like, which freaking one is it? Guess what? It's a renaissance, baby. I get to be a multi-passionate entrepreneur and combine all my gifts and skills and loves and training into one overall umbrella, right? Which is providing holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business. So that's that. So I do try to, if you're multi-passionate like I am, then here are my last golden nuggets for you for this super long video, which are this. Vary your titles in your post to be relevant or as relevant as possible. So this is a business post on a business page. I occasionally do a wee bit of business posting, holistic business, my holistic prevention and wellness page, and you'll see that on my website. There's even a category marked business on that site. But as I get my new site up for transformational tech support, that will lessen. So if you're wanting business advice, if that's why you're listening and following me, then make sure you're following this page, Transformational Tech Support. That's where most of my business tips and advice and help will be. So not all of them are going to be about that, but some of them, most of them will be. So you'll notice I put Erin Lloyd Certified Rapid Results Coach because I am, first of all. And secondly, what if you don't know what I do or how I can help you? Well, what is the rapid result? Well, rapid means fast, and I love results. Who doesn't love fast results? So she can coach me to get fast results. That sounds good to me. Oh, she's a certified healing facilitator. Now, why would she put that? What the hell does that have to do with basketball or selection Sunday or transformational tech support or her being an intuitive business coach? Well, because I decided on the spur of the moment to offer a contest to win a free pain relief healing session with me. And again, just because you're a business owner doesn't mean you don't have pain that could debilitate you or prevent you or cost you time and energy and money in your business, right? So, and again, you know, it's in the title of the page that it's holistic solutions, right? For body, mind, soul, and biz. And by the way, holistic is a whole person approach. So that's going to include all of you, including emotions too, but Facebook limits what I can call my page. So even though the official name of my page is Transformational Tech Support, providing holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business, I had to shorten it for the Facebook page title. Okay, so I'm going to be editing this post and adding intuitive business coach and your client attraction specialist. But that's what certified healing facilitator has to do. If I say I'm giving away a pain relief healing session, well, what qualifies me to do that? Hello, I'm a holistic wellness coach, Boom, that's why that's here. What else? Because I'm a certified healing facilitator. Boom, that's why that's there. I'm also a certified instant miracle coach. Now, you may not know what an instant miracle is, but you see I'm certified. And who doesn't love miracles? And who doesn't like things in an instant or fast? So that lets you know that if you're needing a miracle in your business or with pain relief or certain areas of your life, then I might be able to help you with that, right? Ordained minister, not as relevant, but to some people it might be. Why? Because I'm offering a pain relief healing session as a prize. So to some people that lets them know that I'm trustworthy, that I'm spiritual, and that combined with me being a certified healing facilitator helps build that. Remember, we talked about that KLT, know, like, and trust factor, helps build that trust factor as well. On the other hand, I risk potentially alienating somebody because I'm not religious. So yes, I'm an ordained minister, but it's not denominational and it's not for any specific religion, right? It's from Universal Life Church. So what is my point of that? My point is I choose to share it sometimes and other times not. I never hide it and I would never lie about it. But, and I strategically choose when I'm going to put which title where. And so I want you to do the same, especially if you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur such as myself. I forgot to include on this post because, again, when I'm receiving divine information to share on the spur of the moment, and I had to get it out on Sunday because it was Selection Sunday already, I didn't have time to make this perfect. Remember? Imperfect inspired action, you guys and girls and women and dolls. So, okay. Did I have time to think to include intuitive business coach in this post yet? Not till now. Did I have time to include your client attraction specialist, or my usual sign off, which is your success and transformation support technician, Erin Lloyd, client attraction specialist, certified rapid results coach? Well, you saw the rapid results coach, but I forgot some of the other things. So guess what? Facebook is forgiving. It allows us to go back and edit these things, you guys. It already let me post date it, as you saw. So I can edit the post and add these in later. What was most important to prioritize, perfectionists, I'm talking to you, is not that it's perfect. It's that you take imperfect action and then go back and edit or tweak later. Not till you go OCD-ish with it. In fact, if you have OCD, that's a serious condition. Please seek professional help, preferably from a functional, holistic psychiatrist and or functional medical psychologist. They do exist. Also check out Dr. Kelly Brogan, MD's book, A Mind of Her Own, or yeah, I think it's called A Mind of Her Own. But there are tips that can help men in there too. And check out her website because she can help refer you or direct you and point you in the right direction for finding your own holistic functional medical psychologist or psychiatrist. She happens to be a psychiatrist. She's an MD. Okay. But if you're not having official OCD, but you just have that tendency or it's flaring up at the moment with your perfectionism, and you are feeling like, I got to tweak and tweak and tweak. No, it's never going to be right. It's never going to be right. You're just going to have to learn that you have to just keep going. Yes, improve with each post. Learn as you go, but be very forgiving, very kind, very compassionate with yourself when you're posting. As long as your action is inspired, take it, even if it's imperfect action. And then you can go back with priorities later. So when I look back at this post, I want to ask myself, was it entertaining? Yeah, because I made it fun with Selection Sunday and I contested in a super easy way to win it. Did I share my personality with my tribe? Yeah. Did I try to sell it to them or just make it a value post? I made it a value post and a super fun post. Okay, good. Did I ask them to take an action? Yeah. I asked you to comment below with your answer to be entered to win, to encourage people to comment. So, are you with me? If you're paying attention to these golden nuggets, you're starting to see a pattern of certain things each post needs to include on a business page, right? Or in groups, whatever. Check the group rules of the groups you're in. You want to make sure to respect them. I've been booted out of groups even though I was trying to honor them, following the rules, and for the strangest things. And sometimes they'll tell you they kicked you out, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll give you a chance to make it right, sometimes they won't. I've never spammed in my life, yet I got kicked out of a couple groups, and I've talked with other professionals, coaches, and they've had the same thing happen, and I know they don't spam. So you really have to check when you're promoting and connecting with others in your tribe on Facebook and other groups that you want to make sure to honor each group's individual rules and the administrators of that group. So there's that. But when it's allowed in a group you're sharing value in, could adding something like this help? Yeah. Some groups don't let you share from your business page. If they do, then at least once a month, share from your business page directly if they allow it. Most of them don't allow it. They say it's lazy marketing, and I'm inclined to agree with that. But at the same time, it's also smart marketing. It's not just about being lazy. Remember, we're about intentional marketing here. Holistic, intentional, conscious marketing and business. And so what that means here is that it's not just lazy to not want to retype this. You might not even care if you have to retype it. It might be your OBM retyping it in like a minute if she's a fast typer or he's a fast typer, right? Or your VA. So it might not be lazy to have them posted in a group for you where your ideal clients are hanging out. You might just want to share it from your business page from the strategic reason, which is this. It brings people back to your page. And my top rules, are you ready? You writing this stuff down? These golden nuggets? Always bring people to drive traffic to your website and drive traffic to your Facebook business pages whenever possible. So in this case, this is not a website post because this was the spur of the minute, divine, imperfect, inspired action. So I just want to drive people to my Facebook page, not to my website in this particular case. This is the exception to the rule, but I still want to drive them to this page. So it's not lazy if I want to share this post directly from my pages wall to a group I'm in where my ideal clients are hanging out. It's fucking smart as hell. It's genius. However, some group owners consider it lazy. They think it means that you just don't want to type all the information and recreate the post. When in reality, it was genius, not lazy. It wasn't because I didn't feel like retyping it. It's because I want to bring people back to this page. And I know that in order for them to see, read more, or to click on the image, they're eventually going to see more stuff from my page and be more likely to be brought to my page or drawn to my page. Okay? I don't want you, even in groups that allow it, to always make every post a direct share from your fan page or your business page, okay? But at least once a month. At least. So mix it up, mix and match, but always be intentional and conscious with your business marketing. Okay. So, you see the image. You don't always need it to be a graphic created for you or to create it yourself. It can just be an image you're commercially allowed to use. Whether you have a membership to a graphic site, or whether you have your OBM or VA who has, or whoever you outsource your posts to for social media or Facebook to do for you, has their own membership to their own graphics they're allowed to use commercially for their clients legally. Some images have royalties. Some images you have to pay for once. Some images you have to pay for plus a royalty each time you use it. So you or your VA or your OBM or whoever you outsource to needs to be on the ball. See what I did there? Has to be on the ball. So you can make sure to cover your ass CYA and make sure you're not disrespecting or stealing from any photographers or stock image sites, etc., etc. We want to respect other entrepreneurs and business owners as well. Okay, so nice fun post where they can just find you an image. They don't have to, each date that you're marketing doesn't have to have its original post. It doesn't look. Did I even look you guys, did I even put my logo on this picture? No, and guess what? I had the legal right to do so from the site I got this picture from, and I didn't. So in an ideal world, would I have planned this post in advance? Hell yeah. In an ideal world, would I have done my titles correctly? Hell yeah. In an ideal world, would I have maybe made the contest where they had to freaking get on my email list at least to enter? Hell yeah. In an ideal world, would I have at least branded this image so that it had my logo on it as long as I was allowed to? Hell yeah. And I probably would have also put the words March Marketing Madness on it. But I didn't have time for that. I had to take imperfect action, or rather imperfect inspired action, because time was of the essence. So for those of you who are perfectionists, I just want to implore you, take imperfect inspired action. You can always go back and edit the post later, 1. 2, don't go OCD editing crazy on me. That will eat up your time that you can never get back, right? Time is not a renewable resource here on Earth in a human body. So you want to spend it wisely, intelligently. Okay? So just because my perfectionist tendencies want me to keep rewording this post, and I will reword it to say top seed. In fact, here, bonus tip. Boom. Look where I'm clicking, you guys. These 3 horizontal dots. Then I click edit post. Watch this. That wording has been driving me crazy. I told you guys I was going to change it, and now you get to see me do it. If you didn't know how to edit a post, now you know. You are my top #1 seed pick. Boom, done editing. But guess what? Did I go and edit my titles yet? No, because I don't have time for that right now. Priorities, prioritize. Okay? Prioritize your priorities. So, the wording's bothering me. The fact that I didn't plan in advance, didn't have control over it, bothers me. The fact that Source waited until Selection Sunday bothers me to tell me to do this post. The fact that I didn't get to plan it out in advance and get people, use it as an opportunity to get people on my email list to enter the contest freaking bothers me. The fact that I didn't have time to plan out maybe a different prize bothers me. Okay, so if you're a control freak, a type A, or a perfectionist, or any of those combinations, it's going to freaking bother you. Take the imperfect action anyway, as long as it's inspired and you're guided to do so. Then go back and edit as needed, but don't go OCD crazy with it. So what you want to do is have a checklist for each post with intentional, holistic, conscious business and marketing. So in this case, it's a free value post. Okay, did I make it entertaining or fun? Check. Nailed it. Did I use a hashtag? Okay, I did. Is it relevant to the post topic and my page and my tribe? Well, Selection Sunday isn't necessarily something you'd think would be associated with my tribe. However, it was relevant to this post, so in this case, it was intentionally strategically used, as I've explained earlier. So yes, it was strategic, and it's only 1 hashtag. So did I overuse hashtags? No. Did I strategically use a hashtag I did choose to use? Yes. Okay. Did I make it fun? Yes. Not all posts have to be entertaining, you guys, but mix them up. Some of them do need to be entertaining. People want to be entertained. Why do you think we love March Madness? It's entertaining as fuck. Okay, so next. Checklist item. Is it perfect? Hell nah. Next checklist item. Is my graphic branded? Erin, you did say earlier in the thing when you were showing us your visuals on your graphics to brand it. You showed us how you had your website URL and your logo and your blah, 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 blah. Did I fucking brand this? No, I didn't have time for that. And I had to do it anyway. And I'm looking at it thinking it'd be a lot harder for somebody to steal or reuse if I had branded it. And maybe I'll go back and brand it. Maybe I'll reuse it this month. But for the moment, I'm going to leave it as is. Why? Because there's a new motto I learned to embrace a year or 2 ago called good enough. It's good enough. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Yes. Why? Because I checked that I have prioritized the basic elements of what this post was designed to do with my intentional marketing strategy here. So I made it entertaining, check, nailed it. I used a strategic hashtag, check, nailed it. I made it a value-driven post, check, nailed it. I shared my personality to show my unique value proposition and build that know and like factor. Hopefully the like factor, but at least the know factor. Check, nailed it by sharing. But my personal favorite is my beloved Arizona Wildcat men's basketball team. And guess what? I fucking spelled the name wrong. That is something bothering me enough that I'm going to go ahead and add the S on it right now in front of you. And see, Facebook, it sees that I have Arizona Wildcats basketball, but it doesn't say men's basketball. No offense to the women's basketball, but the men's team is the one I love and follow and have since I was a kid. So I want to be specific to them in particular. So I'm not going to take the opportunity to click on this and tag it. In case you're wondering, Erin, if Facebook's trying to help you tag it, why don't you? That's why. So let's go over here. Good, the tag went away. Okay, next. Did I add a direct call to action or CTA in this post? Yes, by asking you all to comment with the answer of your top pick to win it all this year. If you're a college hoops fan, you know what that means. Who do you think's going to win the championship this year? It might be your favorite team or it might be someone else. For instance, I would be delusional if I said, oh, Arizona's going to win it easily and just because I love them. Yes, I love them. Yes, they're totally talented and capable of winning the championship this year. Will they? I don't know for sure, but I definitely know they can make it to the Final Four this year. And do I believe if they play their best basketball ever as a team unified and they're all in the flow zone, that they in the flow state, that they can be this year's champions as they were in 1997? Yeah, I do. They have that potential. But is my head in the sand or in the clouds and I'm saying, oh yeah, they're going to win it all for sure, for sure? I said it's my pick because I love them and I'm loyal to them. And I know they have the talent to do it. But for all I know, a number 1 seed team could win. You know, Virginia is the overall top seed by the analysts this year. And so they're predicted to win the championship this year. So I would be delusional if I didn't think that it could be Arizona and Virginia in the championship game. I do think it could be them. In fact, I'm liking that right now. Because I would get some great satisfaction in seeing my Wildcats beat Virginia. And Virginia just thinking that there's no way those Wildcats can beat us, right? But I digress. So it wasn't that I included them, it's that I shared some of my personality by mentioning with you after I asked you who your pick is, I shared who my pick is. But notice, by the way, strategic use, intentional marketing, I asked you who your pick was before I shared who mine was. Because you really don't give a shit about me, no offense to me. You care about how I can help you, right? So I asked you who your pick was first because everybody likes to have their opinion valued, and I just said that you're my number 1 top seed pick and that I value you, and I do. So I already know who I love, so I asked you who's your pick first before I shared mine. Then I shared mine to build that know, like, and trust factor. So with each post, you want to make sure it's hitting certain targets. Is it hitting the target of sharing some personality or doing things to help build my know, like, and trust factor with my tribe, my ideal clients and or customers? Is it on point? It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to contain some basics. If you used hashtags, were they strategic? And did you use too many or just enough? Did you put a call to action? Yes, I did. I asked people to comment. Did you make at least some of your posts fun in your marketing or entertaining? If you're not doing that, then take this as an opportunity to go, you know what? I never really thought about that. I could get a little more fun and loose and free, fancy free, and be a little more entertaining in my posts and let people see more of my personality. Thanks, Erin. Like I said, I didn't start off sharing my personality or being fun with this stuff either. I didn't even know business could be fun when I started. I was after freedom with entrepreneurship and impacting others. I didn't know, and empowering others. I did not know business could be fun at first. Okay, so does it contain a call to action? Yes. Boom, comment. Does it encourage the commenting and make it enticing for people to comment? Yes, because I've enticed you by offering a prize, something valuable. Okay, did I sign off with, did I tag my page? That should go in every post. As I said earlier, I'm going to say it again now. Tag it in every freaking post. Okay, next, did I share my titles and sign off with my name? In this case, I did. A lot of pages, and I'm guilty of this too at times, or have been, you'll see them as their page instead of their name. And so they'll sign it and they'll write the post in first person using I and me and my, but they never sign their name. So you're like, well, who is the I behind Transformational Tech Support, especially if their profile picture looks like a logo like this and not a picture, right? So I signed off Erin Lloyd. Sometimes I sign off Erin, like if you're in my newsletter, I'll sign off Erin a lot of the times, but in this case, I signed off Erin Lloyd. Did I include my titles that are relevant? Well, I included some of them, just not all of them. Could I tweak them and make them better? Yes. Okay, what's the time commitment it would take me to add intuitive business coach and your transformation tech, your support success and transformation support technician and client attraction specialist? That would probably take me less than a minute. So that's worth the time investment if it lets people know how I can help them, right? So if you see I'm an intuitive business coach and you have a business and you know coaches need coaches and you don't yet have a coach, and you see the value I'm bringing, that's important. But if I don't tell you I'm a business coach, you may not know that. You may just think I'm an online marketer, and I'm not just that. By the way, I left off of this post that I'm a branding and an online marketing consultant. So because of the nature of this post, those things are relevant and I do want to include them. So probably take me 2 minutes or less of time commitment to edit the post and add those titles. So that's worth my while because it's relevant to who I'm intending to reach with this post. But do I have to do it right now? No. Is it good enough right now as it is? Yes. And if you've been following me, you know how to tag your images as well. And oh shit, look, I didn't do it. So guess what? If you missed that video, you get to watch real quick. Paying attention here? Oh, I must have already tagged my post. I did tag it. I didn't fuck that up. Yay me. Facebook's been doing this odd thing lately where they don't show the page you posted on in the tag. Okay, so I don't need to tag this. I did tag it correctly. It's just not showing it to me at the moment. All right, so you're seeing a demo of a post I just did in the last half of a day using my own marketing framework for you, for the marketing calendar for March Marketing Madness. And you're seeing ways of incorporating fun and lightheartedness and personality and entertainment to identify you and stand out from the crowd and your competition and offer your unique selling proposition. You're learning basics and you're learning some tips on if you are a perfectionist who tends to overdo things or go a little bit OCD-ish or get into analysis paralysis of what you can do instead. Take imperfect inspired action anyway, tweak later. And don't tweak until your OCD heart is content. No. And that's not to make fun of people with OCD. Though if you do have OCD, I highly recommend a movie, if you have a dark sense of humor like I do, called Dirty Filthy Love. I know it's not a porno. With Michael Sheen, who played what's-his-face in the Like It movie. So I also love the Underworld movies. And he got his own spin-off of the Underworld movies. And damned if I can remember the name. I want to say it's called Lycan, but I don't think it is. Feel free to comment with the name of the movie, since I forgot it. And let me know if you relate with skaters or Beastie Boys or UK 90s rap music or musical ADD that I made up. I made that term up. Been using it for years. Or if you resonate with college hoops. Okay, so the point wasn't to go personality crazy in this video. It just happened to naturally come out because I'm punch drunk. Hopefully you found my spaciness and punch drunkness entertaining and well worth the 2-hour commitment you made to this. But the tips you can get from this video are going to help you each and every time you do any Facebook posting for your business, whether it's in a group or to your business page, whether or not you're posting on a marketing calendar, excuse me, with special dates that you want to take advantage of, right? Okay, and so the last thing I want to show you is how to take the same approach with your email list. Okay, you guys, so to wrap this up, I wanted to show you how you can take what we did as a post on Facebook and apply it toward email. So the first inspiration was to do it as a Facebook post, the Selection Sunday post for my tribe. Then as a value post and an entertaining post and a personality, building the know, like, and trust factor, mostly the know and like factor post. And now we're on the subject line of the email I sent. So if your email marketing service provider allows you to include emojis, you're going to want to take advantage of that in a smart, strategic, intentional way, just the same that I advised in Facebook, because it's a relatively new thing, I'd say in the last year or so, to be able to add emojis to a subject line of an email. And so you can really, especially the ones with color, get your email subject lines to pop and really stand out and jump out in a whole inbox of your ideal clients and customers by incorporating emojis. You want to make them relevant, but it's mostly the color. Okay, so it's not one certain color. It's that you want to attract their eye, and color does that because their eyes and their brains aren't used to seeing emojis as email subject lines. Well, maybe more and more recently, but not generally. Okay, so I usually start most of my email subject lines with the magical emoji. So, and then I want to make them talk directly to them, so I'll use their first name. I signed up to my own list under my first initial, E, and I didn't even bother to capitalize it. But if your name is Mark or Mary, it would have the magical emoji, and then it would have Mary or Mark. So basically it reads as Magical Mark or Magical Mary. By the way, I dated a guy once named Mark with a sister named Mary. Okay, so, not that anyone needs to know that, but it just came into my mind. Point being, I'm greeting them personally and individually just by including their name in the subject line. Or your name if you're on my email list and got this, let me know. Okay, I'm addressing them as magical because I have some unicorns on my list, right? And we're talking about standing out from the crowd. Okay, and I'm a bit of a unicorn myself. So, magical E. You intentionally capitalize, you guys see this? Are my #1 top seed pick this basketball emoji Selection Sunday. Now, I didn't use a hashtag here because I'm not on a social media network, so it's not really going to matter, and it's not going to hyperlink it in a subject line of an email anyway. I could have, though, just for the brain recognition that somebody's mind is now trained that a hashtag and the words together means it's a hashtag. So you could do a subconscious kind of thing there if you wanted, but I chose not to. Because not everyone knows what Selection Sunday is. Obviously, I wouldn't have explained it at the beginning of this video. And again, it doesn't hyperlink in an email subject line, so it was not necessary. So I was able to separate those as the two words they actually are. So, Magical E, you are my #1 top seed pick this basketball selection Sunday. Boom. So 2 emojis right off the bat. They're both colorful. They both grab your eye if you're scrolling through an inbox, even if you didn't even see who it was from yet, even if you don't know what a top seed is. Okay? You're basically getting the message that you're magical. You're seeing your name. It's you in capitals. So I'm emphasizing you. And that you're my number one. So even if you don't know what a top seed is and follow college basketball, this emoji caught your eye. Your first name caught your eye. The word you in capitals caught your eye. And you're my number one. That message is conveyed. You're my number one. Magical. You're magical and you are my number one top pick. Even if you don't know what a seed is. This selection Sunday. Even if you don't know what selection Sunday is, I'm telling you that you're my top number one and I've got a basketball emoji. So you might just be curious enough because of the emojis catching your eye and, oh, I'm her number one. Who doesn't want to be somebody's number one? And then it says, plus, win a free pain relief session in capitals. So maybe you're not in pain, but I like to win stuff. I love to win stuff. As I said earlier, I enter contests quite often. So I didn't say you had to use the pain relief session right away. I just said enter to win it. Right? And maybe you know somebody in pain. And you're like, maybe I'll enter that and see if Erin will let me gift it to my loved one who's in pain, my friend or family member or spouse or partner or whatever it is, child, parent. So that alone should get you to open this email, if nothing else, out of curiosity, right? So you open it, you see my cover photo for my transformational tech support page. It's got the rainbow colors. It's slightly different, but still slightly muted. Tells you what it is. Here's one of my URLs that goes to the same site, troubleshootmylife.com, because I'm a support technician, right? I have a background in tech support. That's why it's transformational tech support. So one of my domain names is troubleshootmylife.com. And it's a lot easier, I found, to remember that and type it and know how to spell it than trying to type transformational tech support, because even I myself misspell transformational, even though I know how to spell it when I'm typing it in a hurry sometimes. So you'll notice, by the way, visual branding, you guys, look at the font I used on this graphic. This graphic I actually like a lot. I love it, in fact. So in this graphic, look at the font I put body, mind, soul, and business in. Does that look familiar to you? It should, because I just showed you the same font on my Selection Sunday Marketing Madness graphics. Okay, for visual consistency with my branding. Okay, next. What do you see that looks familiar here also? Do you see this basketball hoop with the ball? By the way, look where I put the picture on the left side. We read left to right in the Western world, right? If you're in the Eastern world, no disrespect to you, I just happen to be in the Western world, and this is how I was taught to read, left to right. So that's the audience I write for, because that's what I know. If you have your tribe in the Eastern world, though, and you're used to writing right to left, then you would want to put the image on the right side instead of the left side. But with a caveat, you would need to reverse or flip this image, because look at where the ball is, you guys, on this hoop. It's on the right side of it, right? So the ball attracts your eye immediately, as does the hoop. The hoop actually attracts my eye first, then the ball does. And the ball drags my eye over here and up to the right. And then I see the copy from the newsletter, what it actually says. So knowing that we read left to right, I intentionally had this graphic on the left side and where it would draw your eye to the right side of it, so that then your eye would go straight to where the copy I want you to read is. So if you're in the Eastern world and you're like, okay, I have a similar image of a basket and I want to do Selection Sunday, and this is, you guys, I said I circle around if you, oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't see this, hang on. My bad, I apologize. I told y'all I was punch drunk, okay? So what happened was I forgot to expand the video screen so you weren't seeing all of this. So now you can see this. Before you could see the subject line. Oh, I remember why I did this, because I didn't want you to see this, and I'm going to have to go and blur it. Okay, if you happen to catch my email address, It's a professional email address, so actually it's okay if you see it. You can send me a professional, respectful email to Erin@preventandbewell.com. Okay, so I don't need to blur it after all. Alrighty, so here's my cover photo from my page, and this is the font I was telling you to look at. That should look familiar. Body, Mind, and Soul in Business. Okay. And here's the basketball hoop picture I was saying looks familiar, and where your eye is being drawn. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the if your tribe, this is why I said Pac-12 earlier. Somebody who now works at the Pac-12, but used to go to one of the Pac-12 schools here in America, is Chinese and has connections in China, and decided that he wanted to bring Pac-12 basketball to China. So he got a job with the Pac-12 conference, and he's been trying to, or excuse me, I'm wrong, not the conference, with the network, the Pac-12 network. And he's trying to make arrangements in China that the Pac-12 NCAA college games, especially basketball games, get broadcast over in China. Now, what would China want with college basketball from America's Pac-12 schools? Well, we're called Conference of Champions as a nickname for a reason, okay? Arizona, UCLA, etc. So our conference has a history of winning, and if you love basketball and basketball is played worldwide, then why wouldn't you want good basketball? It just seems a bit odd to me that they would necessarily, anyone from another country, not just China, would give a crap about the Pac-12 teams in particular other than Arizona, because my team rocks. But okay, anyway, the fact of the matter is, or the pack of the matter is, get it? See what I did there? That he's making deals to broadcast Pac-12 in China, yet DirecTV and Pac-12 still can't make an arrangement, Pac-12 network, so that I can watch my games on my own team. So people in China can now see my games as of this year with my team, but I had to watch my games on the internet. But I digress. Rant aside, I apologize. Okay, so, but if you have an Eastern audience or tribe, right? And you're in Asia or China or whatever, and you write right to left, then, and you want to share, so in case you're like, well, why would she be telling us how to share about Selection Sunday if we have an Eastern tribe, and why would they give a shit about American college basketball? Well, again, college basketball is played worldwide, and this guy who's Chinese and wanted to take the Pac-12 broadcasting of the games to China has just made arrangements to do just that. So you might want to do a basketball post for Selection Sunday. It might be relevant. Your audience might want to know. So if they do, you could still take advantage of connecting with your tribe on this day, next March. So let's say you find your own version of a basketball picture you're legally allowed to use for commercial purposes. If you have time to brand it or outsource it to be branded, great. If you don't sweat it. Don't OCD perfectionist this away. It's good enough, right? Okay, so what you would do is you would place the graphic on the right side of the screen, since people in the eastern part of the world read right to left instead of left to right, and you would flip the image so that the ball is on the left side of the hoop instead of on the right side. So you're still drawing the eye of your readers to the copy, to the message itself in the email that you want them to read. Okay, those are your graphic design pro tips for today, whether you have a Western audience or an Eastern one. Okay, so I took the original shorter post from Facebook, which you guys did not see, and I went to make it into an email for my tribe. And then I said, oh wait, this isn't elaborated enough. Let me elaborate on this a bit. So I elaborated on it, sent it to my tribe Sunday night, and then I went back to my Facebook post, which you saw in this video, and I updated the post with the edited copy. So I decided to start this one by greeting you, hey there, infinitely powerful E. It's Selection Sunday, and you are my top Number 1, seed top pick. I forgot to change the wording there. It's going to bother me, but too late. It's already sent. It's good enough. Okay. If you're a fan of college hoops, you know the significance of today. It's March Madness, baby, blah, blah, blah. Now look, in an email, I'm able to take advantage of formatting, so I can use a font that works with my brand. I could put Winter Free Healing Session in a vivid color, in this case basketball orange, bright and attention grabbing, and in caps, right? I couldn't do that on Facebook. There are no formatting options in Facebook posts, as you know, except for adding emojis. So the same basic info I put on the Facebook post, I put it into an email format, except I was able to get a little more flexible and lively with it. And then my list also gets to know that I value them, number 1. Number 2, that I'm not just contacting them because I want them to buy something, that I'm really valuing them, appreciating them, giving them value. And number 3, I want to make sure I include them. They're kind of like mini VIPs to me, right? Because they took the time to opt into my list. And a lot of strangers I haven't connected with haven't yet even heard of me, let alone signed up for my list. So I want to make sure I'm including and valuing the people on my list. They're not always the same as your Facebook fans people, so keep that in mind. Okay, now I couldn't tell them to comment to this because this is not a post, this is an email. So I had to tweak the writing a little bit. So here I say thank you for liking and following Transformational Tech Support, and I was able to keep the hyperlink from the Facebook thing. I forgot to add a period. That's going to bother my perfectionistic ass, but guess what? I can't do anything and it's good enough. And then I could sign off with love and gratitude. XO, your Success, Wellness, and Transformation Support Technician. Here you get to see my picture. If you stayed 2.5 hours, you get to see my picture. And then you get to see my signature. And then you get to see some of my titles here. And then you get to see my logo. And then you get to see Don't Miss Out. But here, let's scroll back up, because I had to make the directions different for how they could win. For entering this contest, they're not going to comment who their top pick is. So I had to tweak the wording to say, so tell me, who's your top pick to win it all this year by replying to this message and be entered to win a free pain relief healing session with me. So you can't comment to an email, right? But you can reply to it. So I tweaked the wording to tell them what I want them to do, which is reply to this message to be entered to win. Okay. And because it's an email, I was able to include my picture and yada, yada, yada. And notice I have links to all my business pages on here. A disclaimer, why did I receive this email? And usually I have, oh yeah, make sure you don't miss out by whitelisting me. By the way, these are valuable golden nuggets for you. You may or may not need a disclaimer in your email, but if you do, find out and add it if you need one. You may or may not want to add, why did I receive this email? But some people forget how they got on your list or who you are or how they signed up. Or maybe they signed up on your business name but not under your personal name, but you're sending them messages from your personal name. So they're like, who the hell is that? And they think it's spam and they put you in the spam folder. So I like to let people know, a reminder of how they got onto my list in the first place. So you probably got on here from either my free Transform Your Bad Mood 10 free simple tools to raise your vibe starting right now. If you want that, by the way, go to preventandbewell.com and click on free gift in the menu bar. Or maybe they got here by buying or me accidentally sending them my put it into your chronic nightmares. It was also called Put It Into Your Persistent Nightmares or End Your Nightmares Now, something like that. Healing audios. If you're interested in those, let me know and I'll hook you up. Okay, so links to my website in the bottom, link to Facebook, link to my YouTube channel. Hint, hint, there are free other videos on my YouTube channel that will take you there. Okay, so this was a fun way to come up with content on the spot, all because I decided to have some fun and follow some inspired action and take my love of college basketball, in particular my Arizona Wildcats, and Selection Sunday, and combine them all up together to have free, valuable content for my tribe today, both on Facebook and in email for my email list. All on the spur of the moment. So don't tell me you don't have time, and don't tell me you're not creative, and don't tell me you can't come up with content. Yes, it's better to plan it out. That's why I took the time to create that content calendar, that March Marketing Madness calendar for you, with special dates this month you might want to take advantage of to connect with and or promote with your audience, your tribe, etc. So yeah, I would have liked to have done it on March 1st so you could have advance notice. I would like to have done it for March 1st so I would have had advance notice and more prep time. But here's what you learn in business. You can't always be prepared, just like you can't always be prepared in life. So take imperfect action as long as it's inspired. This was inspired. It showed my personality to help build the know and like factors. It added value. It made it fun and entertaining. It was spur of the moment, and there I had some quick, easy, short reading content that's highly valuable for my tribe. And I didn't have to retype the disclaimer, by the way, or the why did I receive this, by the way, or the make sure you don't miss this, by the way. Here's another pro tip. Just copy your email campaign from last time, and if you have these in their own section, you can just have them already there, and the only section you'll need to edit is this one, or the image. Your header can stay the same, your footer can stay the same, right? Your logo is going to be the same. I did move this logo down. Usually it's up here in this spot. But I wanted it clear to my tribe when they open this email that this was a different email. Because if they saw the logo in the same spot again up here, they might think, oh, I've already seen this. Why is she sending me the same email? I wanted this to draw their attention. And plus, remember, there's a basketball emoji in the subject line up here, you guys. So then there's a basketball down here. And now I go on to explain what this means. It has to do with college hoops. Hoops, this is a hoop, a ring, right? So you may not resonate with college basketball or March Madness, but guess what? You could click this hyperlinked hashtag. Oh, I did use the hashtag in the actual email, just not in the email subject line. And it would give you other posts about Selection Sunday, and you can learn more about it. Also, you may not give a shit about college basketball or basketball at all, but guess what? You might want to enter to win this free pain relief healing session for yourself or someone you care about. Right? And either way, you see that I took the opportunity to connect with you and add you or my people on my list free, high quality value, to let them know I value them, to have some fun with them, to help them get to know and like me, and to offer them a chance at winning a free pain relief healing session with me. Like, how does it get any better than that? So even if you don't resonate with college basketball or basketball at all, can you appreciate learning about what I like and me asking you for your opinion of who you think is going to win, who's your top pick? Yeah, you can appreciate that I value you. You can appreciate being my #1 top pick. You can appreciate that I did a lighthearted value share. This wasn't an email trying to sell you or a post trying to sell you. You can appreciate I had some fun and made it lighthearted and joyful and entertaining. It's March Madness, baby. You can appreciate that I'm giving something away just for you replying with your answer. Right? So you may not like basketball, but you've just learned something about me. Oh, that I'm a college basketball fan and that the Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team are my favorites and my pick to win it all. Because I do believe they can. I don't know if they will do it, but I know they can do it. You see I'm offering value. You see I'm sharing my personality. You see I value you and that I'm asking for your input and your opinion. I often do that. And you get to see my picture, so that helps you get to know me as well. And you get to see my signature, that personalizes it even more. So I'm really building a relationship here with my tribe and my audience and my people on my email list. So you can do this too. You don't have to be a marketing wizard to do this stuff, you guys. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated, and it damn sure doesn't have to be perfect. So 2.5 hours into this, and here's what my perfectionist tendency wants to do. Because I didn't get to plan out this video in advance, because I didn't have a script, because I was inspired to do it, and while I'm grateful for the inspiration, I feel very, very frustrated and annoyed and sad and mad that I didn't get to fucking plan it out. Because my control freak perfectionistic tendency brain likes shit planned out. Can you relate? Let me know if you can relate in the comments, please. So it's really bothering me that it came through this way. But I had to take advantage. I had to take imperfect inspired action. I had to get it out on Selection Sunday, right? I had a limited time frame with which to work. I had to do it right then. And I still managed to get out the posts, share the post to some groups, make 2 different versions of the graphics, and send out an email to my list. Unexpectedly on a Sunday. Now, I'm not saying you should work on your Sundays if you like to rest or honor whatever you consider to be your higher guidance source of that, or if you're religious or whatever. Most religions take Sundays off. Lots of people like to take Sundays off, whether they're religious or not. I am saying that if inspiration hits and you have the opportunity to use it to connect with your tribe, and you have the time to do it, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to take a long time. But trust that intuitive guidance, trust that inspiration, take imperfect action, and other than an email that I've already sent that I can't fucking tweak, you can tweak a post, you can't tweak an already sent email, right? So that's why it's really bothering me. Because again, I would have loved to have planned this and done it better. But all things considered on spur of the moment, did it hit the priorities? Was it entertaining? Yes. Did it show them I value them? Yes. Was it fun and not selling anything? Yes. Was it relevant to what the post was about and connecting with my people? Yes. Did it offer something of value with them? Yes. Did it ask for their input? Yes, so that they feel valued even more and gets them to participate and interact with me and build this relationship together? Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. Did I ask them to take an action? Yes, I asked them to reply to this message and let me know who their pick is so they have a chance to win a free session. So I'm still taking and I'm still asking them, I'm still including a call to action. Are you seeing a pattern here, you guys? You don't have to just use this for special marketing dates. You can use it for any time you're going to build the know, like, and trust factor, which think of every interaction for that opportunity with your tribe. Okay? So don't reserve this good stuff just for special dates. But if you're not sure what to post, having these special dates each month can help you. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I know that this was valuable even though it was punch drunk and super long. And let me know what you found most valuable about it and which tips you plan on implementing for yourself and your business going forward in your email and Facebook marketing. And there was one last thing. What was it? See, musical ADD, so that just went to the dun 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 dun. You can feel it all over. Okay, so musical ADD and punch drunk equals Erin singing badly. I'm so sorry, you guys, but hopefully you enjoyed it and it was entertaining. So to wrap this up finally, I know you're saying, thank goodness. If you didn't believe in God, you might now just because it's fucking going to be over, right? Is that I've spent 2.5 hours on something that was supposed to be like 20 minutes. And I'm feeling very, very accomplished. I'm also feeling very, very irked, very mad, very frustrated, and a little bit sad. Because I didn't want this to take 2.5 hours of your time, even though it's jam-packed with value. Because it's a huge time commitment. And I honor you, and I value you and your time. And even though you may not be watching this on a Sunday, I really, really, really want to honor you. And since this was not a planned full-out training in advance, I feel out of control, and my left brain, ego, and perfectionistic mind really fucking hates being out of control. So I feel mad at my source, at the universe, for not allowing me to plan this training out so that I could be more succinct. I could do it when I was grounded and more prepared, so I wouldn't have been punch drunk with you guys. Yeah, it's okay to be a little bit fancy-free, but footloose and fancy-free and punch drunk. I didn't plan on sharing quite this much personality with you guys tonight, like I said. So, and again, it's not that I'm trying to hide it, but I'm not trying to bombard you or beat you over the head with my personality either. I would like to have had this be more succinct is my point, as I'm sure you would. And so right now, at 2 hours and 40 minutes, my mind wants to take this video and fucking trash it and delete it and not bother trying to upload it to YouTube. Even though I know I can never get this time back. Even though I know that this is jam-packed, value-packed information and silliness. So yes, I went all over the place, but I eventually connected the dots. Yes, I was extra goofy and punch drunk, but hey, it was entertaining and fun. I hope you had fun anyway. Yes, I took way too fucking long and way longer than any of us would have liked, but hey, it's jam-packed with value and pro tips. From visual branding to regular branding to essentials and priorities that need to be included in almost every business post that you make. To how you can take my monthly marketing, March Marketing Madness marketing calendar for March, how it was different for my tribe, and how you can take it and customize it for your own tribe. Right? So I covered so many different things on here, from email marketing to Facebook marketing to visual branding to taking imperfect action to head game stuff that we play with ourselves. So again, always learning, growing, and evolving and improving and stepping up consistently, which I recommend to my clients as a coach, means that we take this imperfect action. It means that it's not always going to be exactly how we want it, and we share it anyway. We step the fuck up and we share it anyway because it provides value. And nobody may ever watch this video, but it's my job to honor that it came through and to honor the value it does provide and to put it out there anyway because I was inspired and guided to. And going forward, hopefully me and the universe can get on the same page and it can tell me things in advance so I have time to properly plan this shit out. And yes, it's okay to go off script. I allow the universe that flexibility. However, I would like some more advanced prep time and grounding so I can have some script, some framework for you guys. I had the framework of sharing this with you and demoing how you can take the marketing calendar and take one of the dates and come up with content for it and implement it, and some of the key things to include, and how inspiration can happen that fast, and how not to stop it or block it because it's not perfect and because you didn't have time to plan it. Okay? So if you're asleep, then I guess I'll add that to my next insomnia list for healing is just give them my video. But hopefully you're awake and you found this valuable, even though it was really long, and I will do my best to get on the same page with the universe so that these trainings can be shorter, yet still value-packed, and have some kind of an outline better going forward. And in the meantime, please, for love of all that's good and holy in the world and the universe and whatever, leave me a comment and let me know what you found most beneficial and valuable so I know I'm not talking to myself in a wind echo chamber tunnel. Maybe the thing you found most valuable was, oh, here's what I want you to do. Let me know what you found most valuable, and then let me know also what did you find most entertaining. Was it my musical ADD? Was it the useless tidbit about what you can and cannot echo in the Grand Canyon? What it echoes back to you? Was it my improv definition of sound rap? Was it Beastie Boys? Was it music related? Was it college hoops related? Was it just hearing me be punch drunk and watching the pain, the fellow control freak? Left brain, I'm naturally right brain, but I was raised left brain. So is it that you can relate and found most entertaining that you can relate to me being perfectionist and control freak and really fucking upset? I'm trying not to use that word upset anymore. Really fucking annoyed and frustrated and mad and even sad that I'm going to be either forced to delete and trash this video or to upload its imperfect ass anyway. And that this is one of the hardest things I've had to do in my business yet, is to decide if I'm going to upload this 2.5 hour long video. Actually, it's 2 hours and almost, oh my God, it's almost 3 hours, and share it with you guys anyway, because one of you perfectionists is going to be able to relate to this and really see that the risk I took to share this way too fucking long video was the most valuable thing you got out of it. That I felt the fear. I literally, you guys, feel the discomfort in the center of my chest right now. It's like a tightness. Okay, did you hear that yawn? It's not just because I'm tired. I'm a healing facilitator, remember? So that just came through to facilitate this healing for myself. And what happens when I'm facilitating healings, you guys, is that it often gets encoded into the recordings. So I suspect that I am supposed to upload this ridiculously long video anyway, because if nothing else, there's at least one of you who might stumble upon this that's a perfectionist or a control freak like me, who is really resonating with the pain and tightness in my chest I feel at the fact that I don't want to upload this because I know how fucking long it is, even though it's value packed, and that I'm literally feeling it as a discomfort or pain in my chest, as this tightness in my chest, because it's so uncomfortable and making me feel so mad and out of control and frustrated. And so I think that healing breath, by the way, I told you I'm a certified instant miracle coach. The instant miracle comes through as a healing breath sometimes and sometimes as a yawn. And so that healing energy wasn't just meant to facilitate myself. I suspect it was meant to also help some of my fellow perfectionists who might be watching or listening to this now. Yeah, here comes another one. To help us to take imperfect, inspired action anyway, despite the awkwardness, despite the uncomfortableness we feel in our bodies, despite the out of controlness we feel, you know, and just try to do better next time. Because as disappointed as I am in the universe and myself for taking this long on this video, you guys, you know what? This part is so powerful and completely unplanned, and I'm so proud of everything I have allowed to come through today. As challenging as it is when you've naturally right brain but raised left brain, to let that come through when you just want to stop it and edit, and interrupt that flow, and then you can't get it back, which is why I have a million half-written poems and songs from my teens and young adulthood. It shows you that if I can get to this point in my life, then you can too. And it's only going to help you in your business and with your own success in life, business, relationships, health. Because the more you can allow divine flow to flow in and through and out of you and be expressed through you as you, the more easy, even though it feels difficult right now in this moment, in my chest and in my body and in my mind, the more you can trust that divine flow is meant for greater impact, even though it means you can't control it sometimes. The more you can trust that it's meant to come through and then not stop it or edit it and to allow it to flow through you anyway, the easier and better your life is going to get, and the easier and better your business is going to get, and the more successful you're going to be in all areas of your life. and I am a success and support transformation technician for a reason, to serve and to make impact. So yeah, we cover intentional marketing, conscious and holistic business, and strategy, and that was the point of this, was to show you the strategic elements in the entertaining, fun ways, but it ended up turning out to be where you see why I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur if you made it this far, because you get to see me have to facilitate my own self through this fucking literal, honest to God, literal pain and discomfort in the center of my chest, and it's already lessening as I've acknowledged it and honored it and allowed instant miracle healing breaths to come through for it, for myself and for any of you who needed it also. Yeah. So I'm not happy about the way any of this turned out or came through, but I'm going to try to trust that it evolved in the way that it did from what was meant to be a strategy video and demo with strategic marketing to where you can see how I can actually help you go way beyond just strategy. It's holistic business for a reason, you guys. Okay, we're combining left brain strategy with right brain conscious and intentional and marketing, and then whole body and whole brain holistic business, which is the left and the right brain coming together. And that's where you see that if you have not been able to move forward with your marketing, or you've been blocked on what to write or create for content, yes, you can take my calendar, right, with those dates and go, okay, I just have to come up with content for the dates I resonate, not necessarily all of them, she said. Okay, I can work to do that and have my OBM or my VA help me or whatever, or my business partners help me if you're not an solopreneur, if you have other business partners in your company. Excuse me. So, but if you're one who tends to be perfectionistic, type A, control freak, and or stuck in analysis paralysis and not knowing what to write and not knowing what content to share, then this last part of this video was mostly for you and me both, because it really was meant to show you that one of the ways I help people transform and hit that success quicker with more ease and joy and fun than they ever thought possible isn't just with the strategy, it's with the holistic business approach, and that includes facilitating them through writer's block, facilitating them through creativity blocks, facilitating them through when they can literally feel that pain or discomfort in their body, facilitating them through when they're blocked, facilitating them through when they say, I can't think of what to write, I'm not creative, facilitating them through thinking it's not fucking good enough so they can't share their message with the world. Meanwhile, your tribe, who needs to hear your message from you in your own voice and personality, is being robbed of it because perfectionism is getting in the way. So I'm here to facilitate you also through the perfectionistic tendencies as well. And so I gave you practical tips as far as taking inspired, imperfect action, and showed you how I myself fight through it and do it. And now, toward the end of this video, as you can see, I've calmed down a bit. I'm not as loud or as speaking as fast. Is now you can tell, you can actually observe and hear and feel that I had to facilitate myself through, and by the way, the pain's already gone. There's still some tightness and discomfort, but the pain itself is gone. So there's more facilitating to process for me. Here comes another instant miracle. Yeah, so I have a myriad of tools, you guys, and they're super powerful. Some of them are energy healing tools, some of them are coaching tools, some of them are both. I use them separately and together. I use whatever tool is personalized for my client in that moment that I'm guided to use that will best serve them. So if analysis paralysis or being a perfectionist is stopping you from doing things because you recorded a fucking 3-hour video like I just did and you don't want to waste your people's time because you know how valuable it is, and you want to fucking hit delete because you're so mad and frustrated at the way this came through and how you had to give up control and how you could almost handle the giving up control if it wasn't 3 hours. Who the fuck has 3 hours to sit through this shit? Why do I have 3 hours to sit through this right now? But I guess it needed to come through me at this point in time. So I will do my best, you guys, to make these trainings shorter going forward. But I see now why this one was so long, because I needed to demonstrate healing on this video and encode it into this video. It had to be programmed and encoded into this video here so that any of you who are also stopping yourselves from sharing your content because it's not perfect or just right and robbing your tribe of your message they desperately need to hear from how you can help them solve their problems and ease their pains because of perfectionism and because of any other mind game or inner game bullshit, I can help you through that. I'm here for you. So you see that I'm not perfect. I still have to get coached. I still have to coach myself. I still have to use the tools in fucking real time right here, right now. Right? So I'm going to fucking post this on YouTube to my Transformational Tech Support channel. And I'm still feeling ashamed of it. And I'm still feeling embarrassed. And I'm still feeling that in my chest. So I clearly have more processing to do. But don't worry, I won't make you stay on here with me while I do the rest of it. But here comes another instant miracle healing breath. Sounds funny, but it has powerful healing energy in it. So, know that I'm here for you. Feel free to reach out to me, whether it's the strategy you need, whether it's the whole enchilada you need, whether it's mostly inner game bullshit and self-sabotage. I can help you through all of that so that it can shortcut your path to success. Some of my previous posts have been about just that, shortcut to success. So working with powerful, yeah, I'm going to fucking own it and call myself powerful. Certified healing facilitator and coach such as myself, where I combine the best of both. Both healing is super powerful. Coaching is super powerful. Both of them on their own super powerful. Combine them together the way I can in holistic coaching and healing, and it's unstoppable. You want to shortcut your success, you resonate with what I'm saying, then talk to me, get in touch with me about scheduling a free Quantum Leap Your Business session. And you can check out more details about what's included in that free session if you go to my Transformational Tech Support page and go to the timeline photos. There should be some photos about quantum leaping your business and some posts about it. Okay, for anyone who's actually still awake or listened this far, thank you so much. I'm so sorry it took so long. I feel almost guilty, so clearly that's a low vibe energy, so I have more processing to do, which I'm going to do after I stop the video. And again, let me know what you found most valuable about this video and what you found most entertaining, and hopefully it wasn't the fact that I was in pain. But anyway, until next time, this has been Erin Lloyd from Transformational Tech Support, providing you holistic solutions for your body, mind, soul, and business. Intuitive business coach, certified healing facilitator, certified rapid results coach, yada yada yada. You get the idea. Check it out in the post if I've forgotten 8 million of my titles. I know that I'm here for you, so feel free to reach out if you need to. Okay, till next time, bye for now.